Welcome to Charmed Persons. So happy to see you. Sorry we're a little late. Thanks for waiting for us, you cuties. Hope you've had a great week so far. As you can see, we're very excited because we have a full party. So today we are going to be continuing in Tayaroth with a little help. And a lot happened last time. So let's get into it. A little help, our adventuring party, made out of misfits, mothers, brothers and sisters, and a chosen family, have seen quite a lot in recent weeks. They have uncovered an ancient prophecy that a secret organization is looking to be the catalyst of. They fought monsters and skilled warriors. They've freed an entire underground city from turmoil and much more. Most recently, our party was making their way to the town of Hydre on their journey to the city of Behoth in order to find a piece of the scepter of Malar that the Silver Step twins' parents had within their custody. Upon arriving and on their journey there, our party discovered that the Cold War that had been boiling under the surface between the Bahothian Empire and the Kingdom of Tirat ever since the assassination of Duke Alistair Corvo, was becoming much less of a Cold War. Arriving in Hydre, they found a legion of soldiers who were stationed outside of the city proper. Making their way into the large town, our party decided to run some various errands that culminated in most of the party joining Chidrimi Strongjaw in the Hydre arena for a fight against the current champion. However, during this, the Pentwee mother-son duo were attacked, and Chad was also secretly attacked from the stands of audience members. And the poison darts did their job and actually killed Chidrimi Strongjaw. However, a mysterious man, only familiar to the Pentwees, had arrived just in time to cast Revivify and save the young warrior's life. Our party was then split, as you and Rosie accompanied the priest in taking Chad back to the Temple of Doom, and the rest of the party chased off these assailants to find that the hanged men were in Hydre and had made their foothold in a small abandoned warehouse. Our party quickly dispatched these individuals with the help of none other than the Shade, returned from the dead. And that is where we left off. Cuinn, Maewyn, Flint, and Morton stand in the empty warehouse with the Shade and the captured Gelbrick's Silverstep. And that is where we will start.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to Gelbrick's nice lifted chokehold, just being like,
Yep, for sure. He's not fighting you at all. He's just like, his hands are up. He's up against you. The Shade is standing there in front of you, all jumps down from the table that he had just jumped onto, takes out his rapier and in a flourish, like, sheathes it, and then looks at the rest of you. Just as he does, the doors burst open, and you see Grand Devoir, the half-orc sorcerer who's been traveling with you and is a member of the Palladium Planopticon, steps in and says, all right, hey, well, a lot happened in here. All right, so, Shade? And you see him, like, look at the Shade, and the Shade just kind of, like, subtly nods, and Gron, like, runs forward, and, like, kind of hugs the Shade, but the Shade just kind of stands there stoically and, like, doesn't move his arms or anything. It's just, like, kind of takes the hug, and then Gron steps away. What happened to you? What are you doing here? And the Shade just kind of steps forward. He says, there's a lot that we need to talk about. But first, we need to get to
Cuinn
safety.
does laugh when he starts talking.
What's so funny?
Dad said something in my throat.
No, I do this to disguise my voice.
Don't know what that was.
What was
I don't know what that
that?
was. I don't know. Sorry.
Be quiet. I hit my saxophone. My neck. We gotta...
"Oi, that thing's sentient."
And then Gron says, well, all right, yeah, speaking of safety, the Temple of Doom, that's where they took Chad. The Pentwees up there as well. We need to head there now.
All right.
Well,
I mean,
we got a little what the fuck, Gelbrix? I'm just gonna look here.
I move Gelbrix closer, but don't let go of him. I sheathe my rapier and pull out a dagger and like put it in his throat while I am still holding him.
Listen, I tried to stop this from happening. Okay. I saw you at the arena, and I knew it wasn't good, and because I knew that there were hanged men here. They had just arrived the night before, and I knew that they were looking for you. And so I tried to tell them that now wasn't the time. I tried to tell them that this wasn't okay, and, well, they went about it anyway.
I lift up on the chokehold a little bit, and I look at Cuinn and I go, "You think he's telling the truth?"
I was gonna get up to him, just like look him in the eyes. Go ahead, May.
I was gonna just say, can I just make an insight check?
Yeah, I would say he's your brother. He's vulnerable right now. You can do this at advantage.
Twin dice. Oh no, twin
Morton
dice.
lost
Okay, twin
someone he
dice.
cared
Modified
about.
20.
Modified 20. He seems to be telling the truth. But he seems very eager to be sharing this information. It is true information, but he seems very eager to be sharing it.
What were you doing here in the first place?
I was going home.
All right.
Where you said you were going to join me.
Is that it? All right.
What do you mean? Is that it?
I mean,
Chad fucking died. Do you
He
not
did?
realize that? Chad was dead. Is
He
dead.
died?
Have I seen Chad? I forget if I've seen Chad.
You were there as soon as that's the only reason you left, because you were there and because the priest asked for you and Flint to give him gold.
Oh, that's
You
right.
both gave him 150 gold. He cast Revivify in that moment, so everybody knows that Chad is alive.
Okay. Chad fucking died, and you just have all right to this guy, to I guess your brother.
well, not yet, but we don't have to talk with a knife to his throat, okay? I don't think he's lying to us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cause any trouble. I promise.
Choke a little harder.
I promise.
We're thieves. We're not assassins.
Well, it seems like one of you might be.
I'm not.
Probably. There's a lot of.
I'm not an assassin. Clearly, I'm not an assassin.
He's not an assassin.
I loosen slightly, but I keep like he's still. I'm not letting go of him.
Okay.
Gelbert.
I am gonna put my arms down. I'm physically very out of shape. My arms are
Gelbert?
tired.
Cuinn and I will kill you if you run, okay?
I have no doubt.
Morton, let him go.
Well, we should at least tie him up.
Yeah, that.
And I've just run over to him. Like
Yeah.
I'm so
Sure.
excited to be tying up my older brother.
Make
Does
sure-
it have to
hey,
be that hard? Does it have to be that hard?
Get the ankles as well.
Ow!
Do a little hog tie so we can carry him like a fucking briefcase.
I'm gonna tell Batty to
Gron's like, I
watch
don't know if
him.
that'll look so good to the military walking around.
Yeah, we still gotta walk around.
Oh well.
I
Well,
don't.
that's-
Don't agree.
No.
I don't think that.
No.
No, that icy. I would say icy.
I do have an idea of how somebody has. How tall is Gelbrix? Halflings are what, like 3.5 feet tall?
Yeah, Gelbrix is like, pretty average, 3.5.
I could shrink him, and then we could like put him in a bag or
That's a
something.
good idea.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll
Can
just
I?
walk with you guys.
No,
Don't
you
shrink
won't.
me.
Reduce. Who's the older brother now?
Did you hear any of that?
He's still
That's
like
good,
a
Cuinn.
foot
You
and a
should
half.
do that more often.
He's not like this big. He's half the size.
That's understandable.
That's canon now.
Sorry, is this meatball? That's meatball from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I'm pretty sure we've just created meatball.
Cuinn, can we keep him like this?
This sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't think it lasts that long.
Oh.
A minute, but I think
we
it's worth
should
it.
go.
Well,
It's
get him in the
definitely
bag.
worth
Get him
it.
in the bag. Is there a bag in the room that we can just like and like
By the
tie
time
up?
you find a bag, he is back to normal
Yeah,
size.
absolutely. Damn it.
Well,
Guys, I will walk with you. Okay.
Alright.
Can I use my helm of telepathy and cast detect thoughts on him?
Yes, you can.
Nice.
The surface level thoughts
Yeah.
are just immediately because he doesn't have to make a saving throw for surface level thoughts. So his surface level
Correct.
thoughts are just immediately like gotta survive, gotta survive, gotta survive, say anything, say anything, say anything. But you don't but he's saying truthful things, but it also feels as if like he'll do anything to survive. That means he's just got no backbone. Basically, is what's happening here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bardic Inspiration's a D8. I said if you want to dig a little deeper, I can make it easier on you.
I mean, sure, why not, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll just like whisper
A
an
wisdom
embarrassing
saving
secret
throw.
into his
Oh.
ear, and he has to subtract 4 from his next saving throw.
he rolled a 10 plus 2 is going to be 12.
Failure.
Okay, so what does it say again for the deeper delving?
If you probe deeper, the target makes a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Okay. So you delve deeper into Gelbrix's mind, and you get a lot of the same. You get the fact that he is willing to say anything to survive. You get the fact that he is willing to tell you and mean it as much as he can that he renounces the Animalia and will serve you in whatever capacity you want. You know what I mean? Like he just has no backbone. He's just trying to survive. And you can sense that he is that way because something that looms over him is a sense of just like lost. You sense that Gelbrix doesn't really feel at home anywhere. You sense that he is genuinely afraid of what he and his parents are involved in. And yet on the other hand is such a coward that he would rather see the world come to an end than confront somebody. I mean, literally to that level. So that's what you sense.
It also says questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thought, so the spell is particularly effective
For
as
sure,
part of an
yeah.
interrogation. So I'm gonna just look at him and say, "What are you hiding?" And just see if anything comes to his mind.
As soon as you say, "What are you hiding?" you get the thoughts of nothing. Haven't I told him everything? I've told him everything. Nothing. I'm not hiding anything. What can I be hiding? Oh, don't. What do I tell him? Is there anything I can tell him? And then he starts thinking of just like hiding things that are hidden. Mother and father's secret vault. The code book to the letters. The secret love letter. He just starts thinking of things that are hidden, and then he is kind of immediately back to, and then as he answers you out loud, he just says, "I've told you everything that I'm not. Ask me anything, and I'll tell you."
Just kind of look over at Cuinn to see if he's got anything he wants to ask.
Did you steal my favorite
Ooh,
flute when I was 6 years old?
good one.
Does
Yes. No.
does that feel relevant right now after our
I've always
teammate-
wondered.
I in that moment, and the entire time we've traveled with Cuinn, I've never seen that out of Cuinn ever. And then immediately Morton just
All right, so you all start to head to the Temple of Doom.
I would like to position myself behind Galbrax.
Yeah, I mean, he lets you. Like, the thing is you can have his hand. He walks with his hands tied. It just looks like you two are just like walking closely together.
For sure.
Like, yeah, so like that's totally fine. It was just like the hog tying that was like the problem. So his hands are still tied behind his back, and you kind of just walking behind him with your hands over that. It just looks like it looks like he's just walking with his hands behind his back. You know.
I could if I could minor illusion, so there's like no ropes, and he's just like holding his
perfect.
hands.
Yes, that's easily done. He shakes your hand. It is a very firm handshake. As you all continue to walk down the street, we cut back to the Pentwees and Mr. Strongjaw as you all arrive into the Temple of Dune. It took you a minute to get there, so you know you're probably, as you're arriving, it's probably like right when the battle ends at the warehouse. Or actually, no, sorry. The battle is over pretty quick. I always forget how long battles actually last in real time. So, I mean, like, by the time you guys get to the Temple of Dune, like, they probably are already on their way. But you get there first, and the priest kind of motions you all inside and walks. He's like, Chad is, I mean, you're at 1 hit point, but you're very weak, and so you can walk on your own, but the priest is kind of like giving you a shoulder to lean on. He has your arm over him. And there's some people in the temple, but very few. And another priest like comes and walks up, and the man that you're with just says, everything's all right. I'm going to take them to the back. This young fellow has just had a rough day.
Rosie's like sobbing, like,
the other priest looks like kind of concerned, but lets you all pass. This priest that you were traveling with and that you met at the Temple of Dune that you gave the donation to earlier, he takes you to this back area. As he does, he looks at all of you as you kind of come into this area that is like what looks like a priest's office, basically. It's like just kind of a place for them to sit and prepare and be, in their own studies and thoughts. And he closes the door and looks at all of you, and he says, all right, first, my name is Kyvor Windrake. It's nice to meet all of you officially. And you see in roll 20, I'll show you what this man looks like. Again, is long grayish white hair, kind of a trimmed beard, wearing these like deep yellow robes. And he looks at all of you and he says, I'm going to ask that you put trust in me, as I just saved your friend's life, and there are a lot of things that we need to talk about. And he goes over to his bookshelf, and he pulls out this book that... go ahead and make a perception check. I'll say Rosie and Chad are a little bit too preoccupied, so you make a perception
I'm like
check.
grasping Chad's hand with both of my hands, and it still is like way oversized. Ooh, Chad.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, a 17. Roll
Minus
a
2.
Oh,
15.
My child.
No, it was a 19 total.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
17 is definitely enough. So now go ahead and roll either a history or religion check, whichever you prefer. Most likely the same, but maybe not.
and Chad is like in the closest chair, just like sitting down, has like
Yeah,
taken
he's
off
like
his
propped you up.
armor,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
just like looking at his chest and like very much in shock.
Oh,
So
for
he's probably
sure.
not
Yeah,
looking
just
at
like
anything.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was
Body
assuming.
mods.
Both of them are.
Yeah, he's like, it's cool, but like also I died.
Sorry, what?
Both of them are a 21.
21. Okay, perfect. You see on this book that he pulls out is the symbol of it's this crystal ball that's kind of like shining, and within this crystal ball are like a bunch of different at different angles eyes. I will show it to you now. And you know this to be the symbol of Savras. Savras is the god of divination, from who is one of the banished gods. He's a lawful, neutral, aligned god, and you know him to be one of the banished. So you note that symbol as he pulls on that book, and as he does, the shelf moves over to the side, and you see a staircase going down into a torchlit room. And he comes over to you, Chad, and he says, "Do you need help down the stairs?" Okay, yeah, okay. And he just puts your arm around him, and he takes you down. You and Rosie, do you go down the stairs?
Yeah, I don't let go of Chad. If Chad is walking, I'm like dragging behind him.
Okay, yeah, of course. So he takes you down. It is a torchlit room, well lit. There is a large table that has just like maps and texts and parchment of different kinds, all strewn out with candles along the sides of it. You see kind of like a rough wooden couch area and lounge chair area for like just like reading, and you see some books behind it. Just kind of a small room. And as you walk in, you immediately see that there are symbols of all different kinds of former banished deities in this room, on these books. And also very large in all four corners of the room, as well as various pieces of parchment that you see. You see very large, very ornate, detailed etchings of the Palladium Planopticon symbol. And as he brings you all in, he says, "My colleague should be here with the rest of your friends soon. And we'll be able to inform you of everything that we can. Here," and he walks over to a pitcher, kind of like on this little wooden cart, pours in a little wooden glass or a little wooden mug, and comes over and hands Chad a glass of water. "You should drink this." And then he goes over to a sack, like a burlap sack that's over in one corner, and he reaches in, and you hear some like clinking, and he brings out a bottle of sparkling red liquid that looks very familiar, and he comes over and he says, "Here, you should drink this too. It'll help you feel a lot better." As he hands you a greater healing potion.
Wow.
So you can go ahead.
Handshakingly, I'm just like,
yeah, for
like,
sure.
I drink the water first, and then I drink the health potion. Does it
Yeah.
actually do anything?
Yeah, it does. It heals
Okay.
you greater. Oh gosh, I forget off the top of my head. Anybody remember? Your healing potion is
I think it's
4d4
full
plus
health.
4.
Yeah, full health.
Plus 4.
Yeah.
4d4 plus 4. Yeah.
44 plus 4. Nice.
44 plus
44.
4. So won't get you up to full, but it'll definitely like help you out a bit. How much?
Am I
how much
rolling
did they
that?
give you for?
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
4d4 plus 4.
You,
4, 44.
you said we were hanging out here for a bit?
Yeah. He kind of like starts to like basically like gesture for you to take a seat, offering drinks, offering. He has some like bread and like cheese, but like that's about it.
Being here, I think too, like as we're just kind of taking a rest, you would take Rosie's hands and start praying, and doing so cast Prayer of Healing.
Oh, okay,
for
yeah.
the people in the room as well. Tapping into that new level
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
What does that do?
5.
For
So
healing?
that
Do I have that?
is.
Do I have that?
Hold on, it's rolling. Everybody gets 18 points of
Damn.
healing.
Oh,
Make a spellcasting roll for me. You.
Yeah. Uh,
You all take 18 damage.
help!
God, this dice. Oh shit! It's a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. With a nat 20, interesting. I'm gonna say with a nat 20, you hear in the background, just kind of like as you're looking at your mom and as the spell truly takes effect, and you feel the essence from you emanate out into the room around you. You hear in the very back of your head, you can tell it's not, actually auditory in the room. You hear a chuckle that is the chuckle of Sir Thomas Blueheart from the dream that you had. And when you hear that, you also hear what sounds like armor clanking from being put on.
Mm-hmm.
And with a nat 20, I'm gonna say when you look down at your hand, in Rosie's hand, your right hand is wearing a white metal gauntlet that covers the full hand and goes down the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you blink, it's gone away.
Oh,
So
Okay.
that's what you notice.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you are all sitting here waiting, you hear the bookshelf once more, and the rest of you who had been taken into the Temple of Dune by the Shade and Gron are gestured down into this small headquarters of the Palladium Planopticon here in Hydre. It's a small room. There's not enough seating for all of you, but you all see what I described to you, a table with parchment and text strewn about, candles along the edge of the table, the symbol of the Palladium Planopticon everywhere. Batty is very tired from the day's events and goes over onto like a red pillow that's in the corner and just curls up and starts to snore. And
Your hands touch.
Batty like takes her little paw. I mean, she's a giant badger, so it's big, but she takes her paw and she like pats her side as if like you can lay on her if you want. You're basically planking in reverse on top of Batty.
oh my.
And the
Cuinn
rest of
is
you
flashing the symbol to people as he's entering.
The priest and the Shade both kind of like, the priest kind of like confusingly is like kind of half-heartedly does it when he looks at you. The Shade just kind of tilts his head, and like that's the only reaction that you get.
Quinn's doing it as like a military salute.
Yeah,
Like, he's
exactly.
like-
yeah. So you're all brought into this room, and the bookcase is shut again, and you all see your friend Chad, who is or was recently deceased, who is now standing in front of you. I will say Chad is pretty pale, paler than normal, and also just like flush from just like what like out of like just like shock from what happened. The shirt on his chest has been like unbuttoned slightly, and you can see like half showing the diamond that was shoved into his chest that is now part of his skin. And you also see, because I think you took it off for the battle, if I remember correctly, or the fight, you see his left arm or right arm fully covered in black dragon scale, almost from like I think it's mid bicep to like the mid forearm. But alive, standing there.
I lick the diamond. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
I think you're the only one that can make dying look good, Chad.
Yeah, I do.
But,
I do walk up to Chad.
Thanks.
I do walk up to Chad and just like give a gentle hug, knowing that they just fucking died.
Yeah.
I don't want to do
And
anything horrible.
Rosie, you and Chad, you see the Shade walk into this room. You see him, dark hooded figure, the hood kind of covering his eyes so that only his mouth is visible. Long scar across his throat as he has kind of stepped in. And he says, "It's good to see all of you again."
Ah,
I can't believe it. I thought you were dead.
I was. I awoke on the cart next to Brewster and Oren. And
are they alive too?
I'm sorry, Rosie. They are not.
This is terrible.
Did I end up giving the Plenopticon dagger to somebody that happened, or do I still?
No, you still have it.
Okay.
And yeah, sorry, were you about to say something about?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I would dig through my, take it out and be like, I think this is yours.
He looks down at it. He grabs it, definitely spins it around.
Mm.
Yes, I was going to ask you for this. But don't worry. And he sheaths his dagger, and he pulls out another dagger. I have a replacement for you. And he spins it and gives it to you, the handle.
Yeah.
He tells you what it is. It is a +1 dagger.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it will allow you to cast Misty Step once per long rest.
Ooh.
Well, that's just
Fancy.
wildly effective.
Hell yeah.
I wish I had gotten close to the Batman clone.
Hey, Shade.
Yes.
Question about that dagger.
Yes.
What does it open? It's a key for something.
Yes, it opens the door to the headquarters of the Palladium Planopticon in the city of Barrington.
Wow, you just gave that up real quick.
Well, I feel like I can trust all of you.
Oh yeah,
Don't
I mean,
remember.
yeah. Well, I mean, we have this fucker, and I like give a gentle shove to Calbrex and just like.
Well, I have a feeling I have nothing to fear from this small man.
Did you hear that? Do you have anything to fear? And I lift him up by the collar and like shove him into the Shade's
we're good.
face.
We are good. You guys are my masters.
I lower him
Come on,
slightly and look at
Gilbrix.
Cuinn and Eric. I look at Cuinn and May, and I just go, "I'm sorry, I'm working through something right now. Let me know if I go too
Clearly.
far."
I think that made me touch.
Maybe
Maybe don't hold him around like a prop.
You know what? That's on me. I forget sometimes.
Yeah,
that
right. That
that's
says
inappropriate.
something more about how you feel about halflings than how you feel about Galbraiths. So,
Just because we're small doesn't
Right.
mean you can just
I will say you did make him smaller as a point of order.
for a
so-
minute. I mean,
I look at Galbrix and I just go, "I would willingly kill you in a heartbeat, but I am sorry for being offensive." I put it down.
Oh,
The Shade comes over to you, Rosie, and he kneels down.
okay.
I'm sorry. Do I frighten you?
Well, your appearance is a bit unsettling. But mostly it's the fact that you were dead and now you're alive again, and Chad was dead and now he's alive again, and Brewster was dead and now he's still dead, and so is Orin, and everybody comes back. It's fine. Hi. Welcome.
He kind of like pulls his hood over his face a little bit more and like looks
No,
down.
you can't. I'm over it. And I'll like push his hood all the way back.
You push his hood all the way back and he kind of stops you. You see the left eye is completely dead and grayed over. And he kind of like pushes it back down.
That's okay.
And he says, I just wanted to let you know, if I could trade places with either of your sons, I would do it.
Oh, that's nice. But I'm glad one of you got to come back. Wait a minute, actually. Just a real quick question. How you were on a cart? And
Yes, and you remember, I mean, the bodies of the Shade and Brewster and Orin were left.
Yeah.
You like did that nice ritual with them, but they were
Uh-huh.
in that cart. And so he says, yes, I woke up in a cart in your backyard.
yeah.
And I don't know why I'm here. I don't know who chose me, but I was chosen by someone.
Oh. So when you woke up, no one was there. No one was like, "Hey, welcome." You were just
No.
alone?
I was alone. All I know is that I had this vision of scales of some kind. No, wait, no, he would.
I was gonna say, I look over at Chad.
I was gonna go-
He would have just been like,
Not reptilian or dragon scales.
Oh.
Scales of justice or weight.
Oh God.
Oh.
And a skeletal arm was holding them. And that's all I know.
Was it Dune?
Can I do
Sounds like death.
I guess would that be more of a history or more of a religion?
Either one?
I'll do history. I'm much better at it.
Yeah, sure.
He said rolling a 4, meaning a 9.
Yeah, that doesn't ring any bells to you.
Well, I guess I thought I knew more. But anybody else seen that iconography?
I
anyway?
mean, as the person that the Shade is talking to, I could do a religion check.
Please
because
do.
if that's Dune, heck yeah. We've been chatting, I think. Oh dear
Dune
God,
was
please.
the
Oh, that's
son.
not the worst that I've ever done. Okay. Religion. That is a dirty 20.
Woo!
Dirty 20. With a
Dirty.
dirty 20, that immediately rings a bell to you. Especially in the recent literature that you looked up. Not the books that you bought, but in the brief books that you saw up in Dune when they were talking about the refuting of the returning and stuff like that.
Oh.
That is the symbol of another banished deity. The symbol of Kilinvor, a skeletal arm holding a pair of scales.
Mm.
And Kilinvor is a neutral god and is the god of death, not in a malicious or evil way, but just truly a god over the transition from life to death.
Oh, that's nice.
And as soon as Cuinn says, sounds like death, and you kind of like realize this, and then Kyvor speaks up and says, well, you wouldn't be too far off, actually, Mr. Silverstep. That sounds like the symbol of Kalimvor, one of the banished.
A lot of non-Dune stuff going on in here. In the Temple
Yeah.
of Dune.
I've got a quick question about that. Shade or anybody who could enlighten me. What is your interest in all of the banished deities?
They both kind of look at each other. And then Kyvor looks back. That is the reason why the Shade is here, and that is the reason why I am here as well.
What, are you trying to bring them all back?
No, not all of them.
But some?
And he kind of looks at the shade and he says, I'm about to give you a lot of information. And I ask that you don't interrupt me with questions until I am finished. You see, the Palladium Planopticon is an ancient organization. We've been around since the time before the Blight. Everything that you know about the Divine Blight is wrong. The Divine Blight was not an event. Well, it was, but it wasn't what you think. Blight is not a thing, it's an entity. Blight is a god. Blight and Dune are at war. We are currently in the never-ending battle. He pulls out this ancient book, this tome, that kind of on the like desk, and he opens it up. Thanks. And he says, the Palladium Planopticon existed in a time where the gods were not seen as separate entities. They were seen as one whole thing. It was not frowned upon to worship many gods in the ways that you would ask Kalimvor to transition your loved ones into death. You would also ask Savras for the foresight to see what was coming to you in the future. You would ask Eldath to bring peace to the lands. You would tell Shantae to bring you a good harvest. It was all one thing. It was Dune. Dune was one of those gods. And now he is one of the only two unbanished. See, I must go back further. There are certain deities, those that we would say are evil, that wanted dominance over the world and all of its creation. In order to do so, they decided to banish deities of opposing forces. As you see, gods are immortal. They cannot be killed. The only way to truly destroy a god is to completely erase their existence from all knowledge, all people, all memory, all history, which means if any god has ever faced that fate, truly, then we wouldn't know, because we would never have known they existed in the first place. That is the only way to truly destroy a god. So, since they cannot be destroyed, they must be banished to the plane of banishment. The evil deities, they figured this out, and they first started attacking the neutral deities. They started with Kalimvor, and then others followed. They did this so that the neutral deities would not be able to pick a side when war broke out. The Divine Blight was not a singular event that happened. It was a war of the gods. The deities of evil and the deities of good fought, and they fought for basically control over creation, and they ended up banishing one after the other until eventually only Dune and Blight remained. And that is what we have existed in a millennia. Dune is currently still trying to fight for control over Blight and vice versa. And then that is where the returning comes in. You see, this is something that we have recently discovered. This is new to even you. And he looks over at the shade and he pushes out the text further. This was discovered recently by a colleague of mine, Dreeg Hardscales, near the city of Sildira, an ancient ruin, an old temple of the gods. And he goes to one page in the text. There was, speaking of 3 different prophecies that this temple existed in homage to. One of them was the Returning. The Returning is not the return of all unbanished deities. The Returning is specifically that of the evil deities. That is what the Animalia is trying to bring forth. The unbanishment of the evil deities so that they could overpower Dune and cause evil to be the greatest presence over all of the world. But you see, the Palladium Planopticon, we exist for the remembrance of the calling. The calling is the second prophecy this text speaks of. The calling is the unbanishment of the good deities. And it is an event that is called upon to oppose the Returning and make sure that evil does not conquer and that the world doesn't fall into chaos. You see, just as the Returning needs the servants of the banished to bring them back, and the servants of the banished is something that the Palladium recently explained to you, the various servants of these evil aligned deities that you've some fought already, discovered some others. The calling requires champions. That is what you are. He looks over at you. I noticed it the first time I saw you. You're a champion. It's not easy to tell in some, but in others, it's obvious. And you are a seer. And he looks over at you, Rosie. You have the capability to see champions. You are a mortal who is given the gift to find champions of the good deities.
What?
Dune will occasionally, according to this text, and according to other texts that we've had to corroborate this is years of research coming together here. According to this, Dune will occasionally use a small part of his power to grant the gift of sight to a mortal, making them a seer. These seers then have the capability of finding someone's true potential. And something in this temple was supposed to help the seers. But before my colleague could delve further, he and his team were attacked. And to be quite honest, he lost his mind. I was surprised to even see him. I was surprised to even get this text. He was barely coherent when I spoke to him. You see, this temple apparently holds something that would help a seer find the true potential of others. Find if they could be a champion. But it also held something else. There's a third prophecy that is referenced in this text. One called the Centering. But we know nothing about it. In order to find out more, he needed to delve further in. But once again, it was tragedy apparently struck. And when the Shade told me of all of you and told me of what had happened and told me of his own experiences, I knew that maybe these prophecies were true. And if so, if that is the case, and if the Animalia are trying to bring back Malar and initiate the Returning, then we need to do the opposite. We have to initiate the calling. But I just don't really know what that means. And you all kind of take a moment to let this digest, as a lot of information was just thrown at you. Young you, have you had any visions or conversations even? I know that I can feel that you are chosen. Have you spoken? Do you know what your calling is?
I want to give the rare insight check. Ian trusts this person, but you wants to make sure.
For sure, yeah. Roll an insight check.
A 14.
A 14. With a 14, he doesn't seem malicious at all. He seems you seem to get the vibe that he thinks if he has this information, he might be able to help you.
Yeah.
With a 14, this man is supposedly a priest of Dune. And yet is asking you who chose you. And it's weird to you why he doesn't just say that you're chosen by Dune.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, does Vishar mean anything to you? That word, I've heard it on our travels.
Vishar. Yes, I have heard that word before. Yes.
What does it mean?
Well, it means someone who's destined to during the War of the Gods, a warrior of an unknown name, as that was his curse, called upon the power of a god and then betrayed that god and their duty. That god then punished them by cursing them and all of their bloodline to a fate in the ethereal plane eternally. And it is legend that certain people from this bloodline will have this curse put upon them of Ashar, who in their death will find themselves transported to the ethereal plane, where they will be able to not escape their existence there and will remain for all of time. Why?
I had heard that in one of the texts, and I think
Isn't that what they called you?
I don't think that that's where I heard that. And I look over at
If that is true,
Rosie.
if you have reason to believe you are of Ashar, I mean, there is more that I could give you to do research on your own.
You know, if that were the case, that might be helpful. I mean, there was someone who has a temporal knight, and I'm trying to remember who that was. Just whip around. Chad was told as a temporal knight. Why don't we all get research on things and tell
I'm
everyone?
afraid I
who
don't
we
know
were?
what a temporal knight is.
Have a book?
But I'm so sorry to interrupt. I did ask you a question.
Right.
Yeah, you would kind of like consider sharing this information on that, because he hasn't, or they haven't shared this with even the group.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Rosie, and just like kind of like cavalier statements of like having spoken to Dune, and
For sure.
Would begin to open up just kind of in a way. This guy's giving a lot of information, and like you puts a lot of value on that.
Yeah.
And would be like, oh, we're in an investigation mode now, and would say like talk about like their dreams, and talk about the vision that they had of like I think it was Dune, but it was in the form of Sir Thomas, and they came and spoke to me, and they told me these things, and I've always trusted my dreams, and I've trusted these visions, but they haven't always come true, and they've gotten me in trouble in the past. But I don't. This all sounds like it finally makes sense, and it seems to fit.
Do you tell him about what happened just moments earlier with you and Rosie?
Yeah, but like I like in a way that I'm starting to see visions, like even when I'm
Okay.
not.
He says, first of all, that is fascinating. I have a lot more questions. However, in all of my readings of Dune and his prophets, Dune never really disguises his visage. He tends to be this epic entity, a voice even for those. I've never heard him come corporeal, even in the version of something else. So that strikes me as odd. But what doesn't strike me as odd, and what might make sense for both of these things, you said it was your right hand.
Yeah. Yes.
He goes over, takes out a book. Did it look like this? And he shows you this symbol of a bright white metal right gauntlet that looks very similar.
That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
This, my friend, this is the symbol of Torm.
Torm.
Ah,
Torm is the god of courage and self-sacrifice. He is one of the banished. My friend, I think your faith in Dune is well placed, but I don't think he's the one that chose you.
I feel like all I know is about Dune, but I think that sounds right. That if Torm is about those things, that's where I've kind of put my.
I think Torm has seen that, and what I want to preface here and what I want to make clear is your knowledge and even love of Dune is something that can still exist in full tandem with this knowledge that you might be chosen of Torm. This society that we live in now tends to separate, and I firmly believe that is the working of Blight, so that people can work more together to come to this column knowledge. That is the point of the Palladium Planopticon, to keep this knowledge, to use it, to bring it together, to cause works of greatness. And I think, if anything, Dune led you to Torm, or Torm led you to Dune. Either way, they want you to work with both of them. And I think that maybe on your own time, and when the time is right, you should speak to Torm and see if you can find what he wants from you.
Yeah. You looks at Rosie for a while, kind of
Yeah.
trying to gauge this new like polytheism, how that hits her.
What?
I
Transition
also
from monotheism to polytheism is it's a lot for some people.
it's a lot for some people. You need to work on expressing boundaries and feel the feelings of jealousy.
Ethical non-monotheism.
Oh, I love it. And I do have a thought too, that if the calling is bringing back the good gods and the returning as those that are evil, would the centering not be a bringing back of the neutral gods?
I suppose that would make sense. Perhaps all three must be true.
Hmm.
For if you just have the returning, you lead to chaos. If you just have the calling, maybe that is its own form of chaos. You can't have darkness without the light. You can't have the good and the evil without the center. You have to have all three. I think if the returning does happen, we have to make sure the other gods follow.
I think that we can't leave it to just the evil, and so we must bring back the good. But I think that if it sounds like that Dune is kind of the balance in one, but I think if we have balance in all, then that would also be its own form of peace.
I agree. You have to understand, this is all based off of ancient texts and workings of prophecies. And I know, frankly, this is all very heavy. And I realize that. But all of you are here for a reason. I have firm belief in that fact. Savras told me to go to that arena. He looks at you, Chad. And he looks over at Rosie and he says, I'm so sorry, my dear. As much as Dune is an amazing entity, my true deity is Savras. He is the one that I work for and worship. He is the god of divination, and in times of true devoutness has shown me visions of things to come to pass, and I knew that I needed to be there for you, young man. I know you have a very large role to play in this world, and a very large role to play in this war, and I don't know why I know that, but I know that I do. And all I know is that I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're standing. And as a matter of fact, all of you, whether you might know it or whether you don't, you is not the only chosen here. You are all champions attract champions. I have a feeling you all have a part to play in this extraworldly event to come. He says while leaning back on Batty from the floor.
Fully sunken in.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
I just wanted
this
to play
is-
some music.
All I
Yeah,
know
this
is I'm
is
not
a
going to
lot.
betray anyone.
I do too.
Well, he says I'm a Vashar, and that's betrayed a
Oh.
bunch of people and all that shit. And I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah, but that was like your someone else. I don't know. I didn't really follow, but
Well,
something
apparently
about a
I'm
bloodline of your
cursed.
family. I-
I'll just give May a look.
This is a lot,
Rosie,
and
you seem
Hi.
to have a hand up.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you guys this. I had a dream. I don't want to add to the chaos. I think Chad is the rightful heir to the throne of Tirot.
Huh?
A dream told you that?
okay, sure.
Not
all dreams are real.
That
Rosie.
can't be
Yeah.
Yeah, I
true.
mean, if it was just a dream, maybe it wasn't.
But
a
I'm a
dream.
seer, so
That's
And I
true.
saw-
Well,
What
were your
happened
eyes
in this
open?
dream?
well. Okay, here's what happened. It was. Have you ever heard of Moses?
Yeah.
No.
It was kind of like Moses.
Sure.
I read that, and as a child,
Plays a great trumpet.
a big storm carried a baby in a basket, and then the baby
Not what
got.
happened.
Oh, that wasn't?
No, I mean, yes, there are similarities.
basket
but it
was-
not a big
I think you've
There was like,
combined
"He
Moses and the ark.
delivered," like that
So
kind of
Rosie
thing.
shares with you all the vision. that
And
happened.
very much in the same way that I just told you all
Exactly,
of what has
yeah.
happened. Just very like, and then
Look at your life
But
through heaven's
when Rosie
eyes.
specifically says the details of knowing that your name is Rain,
Right.
knowing
That's what
that
I was
you were-
gonna say. If she
yeah,
did say that, I'd be like,
knowing
did he have to? Did the baby have
Yeah.
something on them?
exactly, noticing like
little baby.
her describing the same dream that you had just recently had of your mother discovering you on the docks. Like when she gets to those part, it hits home to you that like
Mhm.
maybe what she's saying is true, or at the very least, there's something going on because. As far as you know, what she's saying is stuff that like there's no way that she would know that stuff. You haven't
Right.
told anybody that stuff before. Rosie, sorry, you had your hand
And
up.
no, just at the end of it,
Oh.
I cap it, that whole thing with, and whoever sent me that dream told me that I have to stay with you. They said, stay with him, or you have something. I wrote it down.
You've been carrying that book for a while now. I didn't realize you were using it.
Yeah. I write everything about all of you. I have so many things.
I'm
So much
uncomfortable.
full. I gotta get another one. I gotta subscribe. Yeah. Yeah, it told me to
Rain?
stay with him.
Chad looks as pale as he did when he was revived from being dead.
Yeah.
And just kind of sits
whatever
down
color
again.
Chad had gained back in this amount of
Lost.
time immediately drains. Yeah.
And he just sits down in the chair he was sitting in and just
Listen,
Sorry,
I know.
I didn't
Okay,
tell everybody.
if that's true, first of all, that's fucking nuts. But but listen, I know that what I just dropped on all of you is insane, but we have no knowledge of how to actually do any of this. So I know it sounds like it's on a big and epic scale, but I think currently the plan kind of hasn't really changed. We know what we know of the Animalia, and that's the lead that we have, and we need to stop them from doing what they're doing, or at least try to. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna.
I'm not drinking anything from anyone in this room.
No.
I
If
have
we're doing
something.
That's a weird.
A drink?
thought.
Get
What?
the fuck out of
No,
here.
not a drink. A secret.
Oh, sorry.
Hey Quinn, a while ago when I split up all the gold between everyone and
Yeah, you
then
split it up evenly between everybody. Yeah, I remember. I
yeah,
trust you.
so one person had to get one less, and I was mad at you, and you got one less. Okay, now I'm
Wow.
really glad that everybody has everything out there, and we can move along with our lives.
I was
I
waiting
just
for
would
a
never.
dead
I would have
body.
never have done that to you, May. But that's fine, dude. That's me. That's fine.
Well, Flint, what do you have? What are your secrets? Why
How
don't
many
you start
children
it
have you
off?
killed?
Is that a thing that you can do? That's what?
I could, but I already did, and now I can't until tomorrow. Sorry,
It makes her hungry. She's a-
very hungry.
Is this the
We
book that
knew
was
that,
completely
didn't we?
blank?
I knew about the vase, not the book.
He has powers.
vase.
The book?
Like Bad Boy?
No, there was a
This
book
is a
that,
lot.
or he had like his hands out, like he was reading a book, and he was like, "Is
Oh.
What does that mean? Mom, Mom,
okay.
Mom,
All right.
what does that mean?
I don't think I know.
what?"
Rosie probably
Roll
Okay.
an intelligence check for that.
All right, I've officially lost everyone. All right, so
I do know
I
what
actually have
that
a
is.
question. I have a question. I don't have a secret. You guys all know everything about me at this point.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is
Um,
true.
I'm
I do.
an open book.
What's your real name?
Quinn Silverstone.
Okay, we've heard a lot, so I just wanted to make sure.
Today it's Quinn Silverstone, but I have paperwork
When
for a
you
lot.
are
say
you talking
today.
to Kyvor, Quinn?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's term of vanished. Does that ever come up?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
Vanished.
too.
I think I have Let me check my book.
Take all the time you need.
What was the Abonished?
Don't worry about it, Jamo.
I didn't write it down.
I did
It's
somewhere.
just a thing that we heard once in passing.
Yeah, like I
Wasn't
heard
about
Vashar.
anyone.
I heard Vashar in passing too.
You didn't. I was there.
He pulls out an excerpt from this exact text that he was bringing out, and he says, "Oh, well, actually, it's quite simple. Abonished. It is the ancient, this whatever language this used to be in, word for champion." And he looks at and he like literally reads this description word for word. He says, "Abonished are unknowing avatars of banished old gods. They usually die within the first few years of their lives, but if they live, they become magical humanoids that have the potential of releasing banished gods."
Oh, that's simple enough then. Nothing bad.
Yeah, that's very simple.
See,
Thank you
now
for
what
that
the-
education.
What the
Did I
fuck
see
is
that?
that? What the fuck is that? Is anybody else in this room cursed, or is it just
But
me?
yeah, don't trust Quinn, but you're
Oh,
gonna
no, we
trust
heard- we
the
all heard
bloodline
that.
of somebody who betrayed
We all heard
everybody.
that.
Don't
Please
trust
do be
Quinn. No.
betrayed. You've been hiding more than me.
I
Prove it.
found it in my notes. We heard that you were Abonished. Don't try to hide it from me. I took notes, okay? It just sometimes takes me a minute.
Do you have any more in your text about Vashar that I can read on our spare time? I'm
Yes,
assuming we're
he gives
staying
you
here.
he gives you the book where he found Vishar and which is not that same ancient text, and he gives it to you. You could read it on your own time.
Thank you.
Yes,
put it-
of course.
In that little bag.
Of course.
Are we staying here tonight? Is that what we're gonna have to do? Since
Well, you
people are
don't have
trying
to
to kill
stay.
us.
You can. I mean, I think that, and then the shade speaks up. The hangmen have been taken care of here in Bayhoth, or sorry, Hidre.
Killed him.
Yeah, it was kind of
all
scary.
of them, though?
To my
All the ones in that
knowledge,
warehouse.
Okay.
to my knowledge, the only base that they had was that warehouse.
Do we know that we like killed the guy that killed Chad? Or like killed the one that is that
yes.
we like see?
Yeah.
We definitely got the one that got you, Chad. Don't worry.
Cool. I mean, I wasn't necessarily worried about that one dude as opposed to an entire organization that clearly
Right.
wants me dead, so.
And what are we gonna do about this one? And I pointed.
Oh, yeah.
Galbrax.
I'm in your debt forever, and I will be your servant of everything.
Well, we
Quinn,
can't trust him.
Hey? Oh, well, then that sucks for you. I pull out my
But
dagger.
whoa, 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 whoa,
No,
whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa.
No. Here's the
Sorry,
way I
you
see
use
it.
him.
Sorry. Misread the vibe.
Here's-
I put it back.
Here's the way I see it. And I'll look at Gilbrix and I'll look at Quinn. Gilbrix, you've been living in the middle for too long. You know that what mom and dad are doing is not okay. So you can choose right now to help us.
Of course, yeah. I'll help
Not
you.
because you think you're our servant or whatever that weird shit was. Because you know that it's the right thing to do.
He's gonna say whatever
Mom and
whatever he
Dad.
thinks is gonna.
I was in his brain, Quinn.
Mom and Dad are into some. I don't know if they know how far this goes, and everything that you're talking about is really existential, crazy shit, and they're not bad people. I think they just need to know what's going on here.
You don't think they know?
I don't know if they know the extent.
I know our parents, and I don't think they would have gotten into it unless they knew what they were getting into.
Gilbrix, you're like a full 80 years older than us. You should be smarter than this.
Listen,
Even if
I'm-
you do everything that they tell you to do, you're never gonna get a seat at the table.
Listen, I don't know what you want from me. I'll do whatever you ask me to do. I just want to live without this cloud over me.
Could he be our in into your parents' house?
Well, I mean, I feel like we already have an in.
Do
but-
they think he's spineless?
Do you think you guys are in your parents' house? You can't just
I
walk
mean,
in your front
I could
door.
sneak in. I know some secret entrances.
We couldn't
get-
Yeah,
easily
but
get
walk
I
around
in.
do
there.
think Gelbricks could be useful.
I do feel like we should untie him and let him go. And if he chooses to stay, I think forcing him to stay is just gonna maybe want to betray us even more. I think he has to choose and want to be here.
I agree.
Well,
That's
no,
not
I
what
mean,
we
I feel like
said.
Now, hold on a
he's done
minute.
enough. He's got enough.
Was anything said about what we needed from the parents' house or anything? Like, how much does Chad think that he knows? This is JMO talking.
Oh.
Hi,
JMO.
Hello.
Nothing has been said about the Sept of Malar yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wouldn't. Okay. And Chad doesn't say anything.
What if we had Gelbricks get it for us as sort of a?
What do you need from mom and dad's?
Don't worry about that right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like if he's in there, they see him. I feel like he's gonna fold like a lawn chair.
That's true. He does do that.
Well,
Well,
Apparently.
If he knows where
we
we're
have our
going,
options.
though, he can get there first.
He can also tell them that we're coming.
Also, that. Also, maybe we just like time up again and revisit in the morning because this has been a lot of a day, and I could use.
It's 11 in the morning.
And it's been a lot of a day.
No, it's like evening.
Yeah.
What a week, huh? Lemon, it's Monday.
Exactly. That's how Chad feels. So, I mean,
I don't think we should tie him up. Maybe that's just 'cause he's my older brother, but I think we should let him go. And
That's
if he
fair.
wants
You
to hang around,
definitely-
he can hang around.
You have some bias.
Yeah.
Anybody? Let's vote on it. That seems.
there we go.
I mean, that it's
Clint, you have to
I
make a
hate to say-
decision, man. You can't.
I hate to
flip-flop.
say it, but I think
We're gonna
I
have to
feel
vote
like-
without him now. Again.
I feel like their
Again.
judgment is biased because it is their brother, and I understand that it makes sense. But
Yeah, I don't want to take away your vote, but I
we're
don't
not
wanna
going to take
also
away.
leave it up just
we don't
to
need to take
you,
away
you
their vote.
know?
I think we need the rest of the group. I mean, you and Rosie, you have an equal say. We were all affected by the fact that somehow, and I stare at Gelbrechts pretty deathly, he was involved directly, whether he tried to call it off or not, in the killing of Chad.
I
And
did
succeeded.
try to.
You're not helping your case one bit. So I think we all deserve a say in this. And yes, I don't want to discount your two opinions, but I'm just saying we all should have an opinion since there was an action that had a serious consequence and almost a permanent one.
We can vote. That's fine.
You're muted, Quinn.
Yes. And
Are we
keep
voting
going.
on like death or let him go or what is
No, 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 no,
no,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no.
It's just tie him
Alright.
up and revisit tomorrow when we're like also planning what we're doing.
Yeah, I don't think we should just let him go about
Or
his
just let him go
ways
right now. Yeah, that's
All right.
like,
I vote for letting him go.
okay. Who
Alright.
else votes for that?
Why
Right.
would we let him
Oh,
go?
Flint, thanks for joining.
Why would we let him go?
His mouth pops out of the vase again.
Yes.
I
Well,
vote
because
Yeah.
as a sign of trust,
Why would we trust him?
because he's our brother.
Ours.
May read his mind.
I did. I was all up in his brain.
And what was said?
He knows some things about, like, my parents apparently have a secret vault, or there's like a secret love letter somewhere, but I really don't
What?
think that he was hiding
What are you
anything
talking about?
other than
There's
that.
no love letters anywhere.
It's okay. I was in your brain. I saw it. But I think that that's all that he was hiding. I
Oh,
was
so-
all up in there.
Did he talk about turning over a new leaf and immediately repenting for
What?
what he's done?
Oh,
Why
no,
was
he's
he-
just terrified.
Why
Right.
was he working
Again.
with the hanged man?
Yes, Gelberts, why were you working for the Hanged Men?
I wasn't working with the hanged men. I just know who the hanged men are, and I know that.
How
when
did
I
you know their
spotted-
plan?
Well, I knew that it wouldn't be good if it involved you.
That doesn't answer the question. Does anybody have zone of truth?
What do you mean it doesn't answer the question? I don't work with them. I know who they are because of my connections with the Animalia. I saw my twins here. I know that the Hangman being here and them being here is not a good thing.
Why wouldn't they kill you on sight?
The
He's a
Hangman?
member of the
'Cause
Animalia.
I'm a member. Yes.
But you tried to stop their plans.
I tried to delay them, as acting charismatically as I could.
Not enough, apparently.
I didn't just tell them, stop, don't do it. They would have harmed me. I tried talking them out of it because they're my siblings.
There it is. Didn't tell them to stop, but tried to delay them.
That's what
Yeah.
I've said from the beginning.
What else was he gonna do?
They're his twins. They're triplets. Is he supposed to kill them?
Is he supposed to merely delay if your lives are in danger, or try to actively stop them?
Maybe
Look,
that's what he was doing. I think it's
I'm not-
semantics.
I'm not here to argue that Gelbrix is brave. I'm just here
Oh,
to
no.
argue that he's not a bad person.
But don't we know that the Animalia are bad?
Yep.
And he's a member of the Animalia?
Isn't your brother also a member?
No,
If we
not
got my
anymore.
hands on
What was that?
Fucking what?
Darius Pentwee was captured by the Animalia and tortured. That's how they knew you left the city. But I rescued him. He's currently with Tessa and Liana. Tessa and Liana are the other two members of the Palladium Planopticon that you met with Gron. And he says he's with them in the city of Barrington. He's safe. I was going to tell you before I left.
That's pretty big news. How are you feeling about that, you?
I mean,
He was put through a lot. Don't blame him for what he gave up. But he's better now, and with trusted individuals.
Who
you have a
from
place
the
in there?
Animalia? Was it Gelbrix? Were you involved in torturing him?
No, I left the morning I told you I was going to leave. I've been in Hydre for a few days, just... honestly, I've been on a bit of a bender.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'd like to say one more thing before I rest my case on why we should not just let him go. Yes, he's not been necessarily, the mastermind behind any of these things. But a lot of wars and a lot of atrocities only happen when people like him do nothing to stop them from happening. And there
That's
is a
coming
lot
from a
of
family
time.
of weapons dealers.
And
man.
I left.
Yeah, man. So did we. So did he.
Maybe he's trying to.
He said nothing about leaving.
There's been no talk of that.
I'll leave.
no.
Shut the
There you
fuck
go.
up.
You just said he would cave in front of your parents. I find it hard to believe anything he's saying right now.
Look, we're voting. You guys can outvote us. That's okay. Like,
I
it's
do.
not a big
He's
deal.
staying with us.
I was gonna
You
say I
can't
You
think
handle
he
being
did,
outvoted.
unless
We can't control
Rosie or
who
you.
our siblings are, who our family is. But if we got my hands on my brother, of course we would keep him from getting away.
Yes. I vote to
What-
keep him. That's 2 to let him go. That's 1 to keep him. What does anybody else say?
What if we untie him and he elects to stay? What that could happen.
Yeah,
We can keep
I'll
watches.
I
We
mean,
keep
I'll
watches
stay.
anyway.
I don't have anywhere else to go. I mean, the Hanged Men... I'm dead if I try to return to them.
It's true. The only place you're not dead is here.
I don't really have motivation to do anything but just work with you at this point.
I think you're a coward, and I can't trust cowards.
Fair.
That's fair. Do you think that Bellatrix and Matrix were going to come looking for you?
I don't think they even care where I am right now.
Siblings named Bellatrix and Matrix? That's hardcore.
Sometimes
have
I
a lot of
forget
siblings,
how.
man.
Yeah, I forget how many. 'Cause that's a big
There's 10 of
family.
us total.
So many.
11.
There's 11 of us total.
Well, with those love letters, maybe 12.
Rosie, what do you think? You haven't really said anything. I'm curious. Not to put you on the spot. If you don't want to say anything, that's also fine. I just.
We do need to vote though.
Yeah.
I've
polls
already
close
voted
soon.
to keep him.
I think we either keep him with us or we keep him where he's secured.
Well, there's so many options, so many outcomes, and just the thing about people is that they're never going to do what you tell them anyway. Even if you raise them totally right, they're still going to join a secret organization that's hell-bent on bringing back the banished bad gods. So,
Yeah.
really, probably just let him go and see what he does. And if he does
Thanks,
something
Rosie.
weird, then we just murder him.
Yeah, he
Holy
knows that we
shit.
would.
What?
Rosie, you did mean to say murder.
I said what I
Right.
said.
Huh. I look at
We should use a good group outer.
pick
Yeah.
in or out of the pot,
Escape
Flint.
room.
Ooh.
Okay, well, it seems like the vote is to let him go, and we'll stand by it. So,
I'm
But
gonna-
Well, I'm sorry. Did we had the 3 4
Am I
letting him
allowed to
go.
stay here? If
yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
go?
suggest that you do actually.
You can do whatever you want.
I mean, the
Go.
hangman
Yep.
will kill you. I'm sure your parents might kill you. I don't know. Do you think they would?
Probably.
Well,
Well, not
I don't know.
him. They wouldn't kill him. He's the oldest.
Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
He does suck.
Yeah, we agree with you wholeheartedly.
What was that? You?
He can turn invisible, Flint. I don't think we can see him.
Hmm. Is it? I can't.
like, yeah, same.
But I do agree that
Well,
no one-
I can
no
also
one-
turn.
having lost brothers of my own, I would never hurt a member of anybody else's family.
so Shade, you said there was
Cool.
somewhere we could stay. Maybe not that one, but the rest of us. Like I said,
Um,
I would love to sleep. right now.
Kyvor speaks, or the Shade speaks up, and he says, "With the hanged men gone from the city, I think that you can stay in any tavern or inn and feel relatively safe.
Maybe use a different name
Maybe use a different name. It's always a good move."
That's
if you need any.
fair.
you know.
That's
We've
fair.
got a list.
As do I. Yeah, I've
We have
used
to
them in
keep track.
front of you. Yeah, that is the one thing we agree on. Good for you for having good fake names. I do appreciate that. I do
Well.
look at Chad when I say that, and I lean over and give a knowing look because I still don't trust May because of Navarro's rapier. I don't know it's Navarro's rapier, but I do go.
I mean, as shocking as it might sound, Chadrimi isn't actually my name. So
I guess it's Ray.
What?
Did we not?
Well,
really
we just
think my
found that out
parents
a
would
couple
name
minutes
me
ago.
Chadrimi? Well, I mean that's a separate. I don't know. Anyway, that aside, it's it's a stage name. I'm a fighter. What do you that? Especially with everything that came out, I feel like I shouldn't say that. So
Also in front of
Pin
him.
in
I wish
that
I had
one.
detect thoughts still.
Anyway.
The shade walks over to you and puts a hand on their shoulder and says, "It was good to see all of you again. Be careful. The city of Barrington needs me. So I need to return. But I will be ready for your call, should you need
This
me."
fucking guy.
Real quick, how do we call you?
And he pulls out his Palladium Panopticon dagger and takes out a blue sapphire and puts it on the bottom. And now it looks very similar to your dagger, you. And he kind of squeezes the blue sapphire, and this black mist kind of swirls him, and he's gone.
He's just 30 feet away.
You hear up at the top of the stairs.
Grappling hook.
In the
pretty
background.
cool.
Yeah, I think we should all rest. I just also want to say I have a lot of questions about who brought the shade back.
Yeah.
Want to throw that out.
Felt weird asking to look at
I
him
like the
and
shade
see
a
if he
lot.
had any diamonds on him, but
Also,
I like the shade a lot, but I do have some questions about why my brothers didn't get
on
buffed.
that note, I also feel like maybe you don't need me. No one ever
What do you mean?
oh my
no one ever talks to me. And also, if we're not going to Stagmire, I feel like I should. So, it's been good traveling with all of you. I wish you luck, and Godspeed.
I say bye in Orcish.
He says goodbye.
I do as well.
Wait,
Yeah, he says goodbye.
I try to
Yes.
imitate what they said as closely as I can.
To say
He chuckles, and he looks over at you, Rosie.
just in case, you need this, and I will give him the sending stone that's connected to Gilmarie.
Are you sure?
And I'll say, just in case you ever need a safe spot, just give her a warning first. Sometimes she doesn't like surprises.
Well, how will you stay in contact with her? Oh wait, no, this isn't the shade. Well, how will you stay in contact with her?
I don't know.
Well, I can't take this then.
Well,
Yeah,
just
Mom,
trust me.
What?
Just trust me.
He takes it back. That I do. Goodbye, all of you. And he looks over at you, Flint, and just kind of shakes his head and walks up the stairs.
Oh my God, he was
he back at you.
Mhm. I like that that you would do it wrong.
I know. What is it again? I always
I thought it was
forget.
this.
It's
S.
just
Yeah, it's just this. It's not the
Not
double.
the-
It's not
the
that.
S.
If you do it this way, it's a very inappropriate word. If you do it this way,
Itsy bitsy spot.
Tabor looks at the rest of you and he
Quiz?
says, "You're welcome to come back here in the morning if you want to talk or speak more. There is something that I wanted to offer. I don't know if you have any reasons of your own that you would want to be near Sildira. As just a reminder, Sildira is the city that the Black Knight is buried under.
Right.
Did
That
everyone
has
hear
the-
that? The GM says.
that has the blade of the Scepter of Malar. And he says, I don't know if any of you would have reason to be in Sildira, but if you would and would want to go near there, the temple that is outside of that city, one of my colleague, Dreek Hardscales, who you should be able to find in the city, it will have more answers, and it would maybe have something, Mrs. Pentwee, that you would be able to use to help in your role as a seer. If that interests you, I am able to, well, I have the runes of a teleportation circle in Falland. Falland is quite close to the city of Sidira comparatively to here. And if for some reason you would want to go there, just know that that is an option on your table.
Any reason why we couldn't get to Farland? Anyone? Anybody have any bounties, warrants, long lost family members?
Farland. Yeah. Long lost family member. Yep, that's the one. That's the one I
Motherfucker.
got
Are
in
they
Farland.
trying to kill you too?
Oh yeah, no, you have that
I hope
uncle,
not.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
I know
right,
your
then.
uncle. He's a good guy.
Should
That
be-
one's a good
Should
guy.
be like a good.
By the way, the name
connection.
of his halfway house is Vol's Home Away from Home.
Love it.
Right. So
There's the
so we've
frickin'
got
map.
that.
There we go.
But that would take us farther.
So that would
from-
be if you wanted
Look at the
to, if
Skip
you
over
wanted to
Bayhoth.
skip over Bayhoth and go to Sildira first. That's just he's putting the option on your table. You could just continue forward to Bayhoth if you wanted.
Yeah. Could you get us back?
I am not 100% sure, but my colleague should be capable of doing that. Yes.
And that's
But he
drumming
would only
the-
have the circle back to here. But again,
Right.
that would save you. It still would be a few weeks travel to Bayhoth and Sildira, vice versa. But you wouldn't have the almost month of travel, if not more, from Bayhoth to Fallen to deal
Good
with.
God.
Pop back. Get that sword. Dig up a knight.
We shouldn't say as
No,
much
no.
around your brother as we are saying now.
He's writing
He's
that. No,
probably
I'm
not
just kidding.
Rosie walks over and just stabs him several times. Yeah, we should let's talk the plans away from. Are you staying or are you going? Because we who wanted to keep you were out.
Well, we gotta
so-
find a place to stay, all of us.
I mean, I would love to. I'd love to chill if that's cool.
So what are we thinking?
I'm gonna hit the dance floors tonight for sure. I don't know what everybody else.
Oh
Is that what we're
yes,
talking
there's
about?
There's two
I am
main,
in.
There's two main taverns in the city of Hydre, to remind you.
No, I want to come.
There's the Cunning Pig, which is the more like boisterous, like that's where you would find like a good dance floor. And then there's the Bounding Goat Inn, which is like a more high class fancy place.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
what are the tavern themes in the underground? Yeah, so that's like an animal.
So yeah, like the same-
Black
what's
Widow.
your favorite tavern?
I was just about to say that the tavern. I was just about to make up like a canon joke that the taverns in Gorehold are Tavern 1, Tavern 2.
Flint,
Is that a cuckold?
is it
pub?
really pub
Is
at
that
the
a
end
pub
of
for
it?
cuckolds?
Daddy long legs, but it's the
What does
symbol
that mean?
is the body of a spider, and then it's the legs of wine on a wine glass, like going down.
Oh my God.
That's not
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Hey,
Patent on the show. Charm person patent.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Nobody else.
That's our merch. Our first T-shirt.
Daddy long legs.
Terrifying.
Daddy long legs puff.
That's imprinted on our cheese boards that we sell.
Well,
okay, so where do you
I
go?
think boisterous is more of our jam. I don't think we're very much a very high class.
I could
Group,
fit
so-
in anywhere, but yeah.
I'd say.
And that just seems
The
maybe
saxophone's
better
very
than
versatile.
less
So
attention than going to
are
the
we
fancy
are we
place.
bringing him out in public then?
No, I'll stay here with him.
All right, I'll stay here
Are
with.
you sure
Well,
you?
is he our prisoner, or what did we decide? on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't
He's our
just
prisoner?
go out.
I
we
thought I
can't-
was
Yes.
allowed to go.
Well, we wanted to let him go.
He's allowed.
I thought
Here's the
that
thing:
was,
he's allowed to go, but if he's going to stay with us, we can't just bring him out into public. I
Well,
mean,
we
think about
can't
that. You
just
have people
stay.
looking
We're not
for you.
staying here.
Why
He
would
can
we?
change
We're not
his
staying the
appearance,
night
I'm
here,
sure.
are we?
Yes.
You
I
don't
don't think
know.
there's
We are.
space at the temple, is there?
Is
Well,
this
not in
No,
this
I'm sleeping.
room.
I'm not sleeping at
a- All of us fit in this. All of us fit in this room. What do you mean? There's no space.
I guess you're right.
lying down? You.
I
Mm,
mean, Kybor says, he kind of throws his hands up. He's like, you know what? I do have some more pillows. If we just kind of want to make this a big blanket for it, we could do that. Like, that is possible. No kitchen. It's a temple.
Why would a temple not have a kitchen? Why would a temple not have a kitchen? You explain to me right now why a temple wouldn't have a kitchen.
Because
kitchen's a
people don't
privilege.
stay here overnight. I don't know.
Well,
I have a small. Okay, so I have a small hot
A
plate.
kitchenette.
A
I
hot
have a hot
plate?
plate. I have a hot
Bachelor
plate.
pad.
It's a stone
It's a
over
magic
fire.
stone with like a rune on top of it that heats up.
It's induction.
Yeah.
Induction
I have a
room.
bunch of rations too.
Quinn
Yeah,
and I
I'm
can
gonna
bring
go,
some
like, get
food back from the
dinner.
tavern, but yeah, you might
I
have
mean,
to
I
wait
make
up
it
for
clear.
us.
I'm not gonna sleep in the. I'm not gonna. Sleep
Yeah, I
in the
thought we were
That's-
just
I
still
kind of
going
would like
the
to stay with my
tavern.
siblings if that's okay. If I could do that.
Yeah,
that
you
would
can
be
come.
cool.
Quinn can make you look different.
Okay, cool. I can look different. I can even be invisible.
No, you're not going to be invisible.
No,
Can we
don't be
make that a rule?
invisible.
Well, Gelbrich,
Quinn-
you can't make yourself look different.
Okay. Well, let me try. Stay back.
Don't go invisible, please.
Okay. He goes
Here's
invisible.
Okay.
I cast.
No,
see
trust me, he's
invisibility.
here. Trust me,
You
he's gonna
can't see
pop up any
invisibility?
second.
Yeah,
You see him running up the stairs.
I chase after him.
Oh, God, I go after you. I can't see shit, but I go after
You can cast see invisibility. You just literally, it's like a neon outline of a halfling that's like sprinting up the. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Yeah.
I'm just glaring at Quinn and May.
Can I give him advantage if I'm going after him?
What?
I
Or can
thought we
can I give
voted
you
to-
advantage if I'm going
No.
I
after
thought
him?
we were letting
wanted.
him go. Yeah.
You're not. You can't give him advantage. 6. He got an 11. So he sprints up. He's a little bit faster than you. You both have 25 feet of movement, so he's just getting there a bit quicker. You're not so low as that you've lost track of him, but he is going to attempt to make a stealth check now as he bursts out of the temple.
He'll be back.
Uh,
Can I
See him at
just
the tavern.
Can I tell Batty to try to find him?
Batty like pushes up underneath
Yes.
Flint. Flint like rolls over. Batty gets up, shakes, and then kind of plods up the stairs, sniffing away. Go ahead and make a perception check. He's gonna make a stealth check.
She has
at
advantage.
because he's invisible.
I don't know why I ran
She
up
has
here.
advantage because
I
she's
don't
a
know why I ran
badger.
up here. I can't see anything.
Like this was pointless.
15.
What is her movement?
Baddies.
Yeah.
30 feet. She can burrow 10 feet, so 30 feet.
Okay, so she's faster than him. So you, as you're sprinting, you almost lose sight of this neon outlined halfling, and then you see a flash of gray fur as Batty comes running past you, and she jumps and lands on Gelbrix and is like stationed over Gelbrix, growling at him, and he drops the invisibility. Morton, you run up on this.
Oh shit! Good Batty.
Batty looks at you.
Nice!
Batty looks at you, and her long tongue just kind of like licks you real quick.
Oh, that's cute. Hey, Gelbrix, fuck yourself. Let's get him back.
Hey, no, you guys said I could go, okay? You're scaring me, and I was just trying to live, okay?
You're gonna live with us, or you're not. Let's go.
That wasn't the vote.
That wasn't
you
the
guys are up
vote.
here? You guys are up here? I didn't know you ran after me.
No, this is Angie being genuinely confused as to what is happening. Why did we do the vote? Is that
Oh,
did I
he's-
misunderstand?
He's free to go. He just tricked us when he left.
No, he didn't.
I'm so confused as to what's happening. Okay, listen, if your characters have ran up there, you are there in the moment. If your
Okay.
characters have not run up there, you can't say anything. But if your characters did run after, you can say that.
No,
You can say that they
I
did,
did
but they
not.
needed to.
I did
have.
not.
Nope.
run away.
It was
Okay,
Batty
so-
went after it,
just-
and that's enough.
Okay,
You
so
and
right now
Morton.
it's just Morton, you, and Batty who are here right now.
What are we gonna do about this? I know we voted. This seems shisty. Like very, very gross.
Here's
Okay.
the thing. I was told that I'm the chosen of a god that I didn't know existed. So I might have missed out on what the results of the vote were. So if that's the case, I have
Yeah, seriously, they voted, guys. They really
You
did.
are not making it easier. He said he wanted to stay with us, and then he goes invisible and runs away like that. That
Because I was
seems-
being told I was a prisoner. They looked at this man or person, I'm sorry, I'm not going to assume, and they said, or is he our prisoner? And they said, yes.
No, I should
That's
not have-
exactly what it
What? Prisoner is a weird word. Okay, so
Galbraith's.
I've walked downstairs.
Yeah. You walks away. Batty stands up and walks back.
I grab Galbraith's and I turn him around. And I go, I know we voted. That's absolutely true, and I do want to hold the word of every one of my my colleagues. Yeah. You and I both know that was a very, very slimy move you just did, right?
Well, I'm sure you're familiar with slimy.
Yes, I'm holding it in my hand. Now, if you leave here, by the good graces of your siblings, who vouched for you, even though they fully shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And any single one of us, including your siblings, including anyone we know or have interacted with, whether you know it or not, come to harm because of your actions.
Yeah.
I will feed you your own skin as I cut it off of you. Are we clear?
Do you feel better now that you got the last word?
Do you feel better now that I'm going to do those things?
I dare you.
There was a real intrusive thought of Evan to literally bite his nose off. But I was like, nope, that's not Morton.
Galbraith's found his balls.
Just know, the Generans know who you are.
Oh, so it is just a front. In front of all your friends, you pretend you hate your parents. But as soon as it's a benefit to you, you come running back to rich mommy and daddy.
Oh, no.
You and I aren't so different, are we?
Oh, no, much different. I don't like them. I just know what they'll do because they don't like you. I headbutt him, and then I turn around and walk away.
He's like on his knees bleeding, and you just hear him laughing.
I go, flayed skin, we'll feed it, and keep going. And
I'll
go
believe
back
it
to
when
the
I
temple.
see it.
I go back down to the temple and just like take out a whetstone and start sharpening a dagger.
Did you find him?
No,
Yeah, he chose.
He got away. He got away.
Yep, he chose to leave. You know, not a great look for you two, but
I think
you know
he'll be
what?
back.
We voted.
I mean, not a
Yeah,
great
I mean-
look for us.
No, vouching for him.
I mean,
We
yeah,
voted to let him go. He went,
Yeah.
and you guys chased him.
Yeah.
What? All right. Yep. If any of us get hurt by him,
Are you trying
There
to
we
be
go.
intimidating right now, Albert?
no. My
Elburn?
dagger was.
Albert?
Who's Elburn?
I
Who
the fuck is Elvin?
Eric just went through some PTSD.
Are you trying to be intimidating right now, Morton?
No, my dagger
working.
was. I
kinda working.
bashed it on my hand, and my dagger's not as sharp as I want it to be. It's bullshit. I just keep sharpening it.
So to the cuddly cunning pig, not the cuddly pig. That would be a
cunning pig.
different bar, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, let's go party.
Cool.
Alright,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go to bed.
You go to a tavern with the symbol on the sign of a boar with small spectacles on his head as the cunning pig.
That's really cute.
It is a uproarious tavern filled with fun medieval music. And as you walk in, it is filled with military men and women who are kind of off duty and drinking and eating. You see a big orc man behind the bar that's kind of laughing. You see two orc women who are walking around who seem to look very familiar. They seem to be twins. And you have entered the Cunning Pig. And as you enter the Cunning Pig, we will take a little bio break and get up and stretch and get some water, and we will be right back for more continuation of the Tayaroth campaign. Don't go anywhere! Hello, welcome back to Charmed Persons, and welcome to the Cunning Pig tavern, where everyone's drinking and having a good time and laughing. This is where our party finds ourselves post many revelations. What do you all do? What do you find a room and go up? Do you grab a table and grab a drink? Rosie, what's up?
Would everybody like to have, what is everybody having? Ale, wine,
Shots.
shots? Okay.
I'm just gonna have some.
Hey! And I'll yell to the bartender.
Rosie's
one of
changed.
the bartender seems to be this big orc man with a pot belly. He seems to be a little busy in the moment, but one of the younger orcish women, she comes over and she says, "Hey, honey, how you doing? What can I do for you?"
I will have 1, 2. Raise your hand if you want a shot. 1, 2, 3. 3 shots, and I'll take a glass of wine.
Okay, glass of wine.
Oh,
Anything
man.
else for the 3 others? Yeah, I can grab you a bucket of beers.
Imported, please.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any tea? Would you like some tea,
Yep.
Chad?
Get you some tea.
No, I'm good.
All right, I'll take
you need a
I'll take
room?
tea.
3 rooms of 7.
I might see if I can find one tonight.
Oh, all right,
Okay.
all right, yeah.
Right,
I can do however many rooms you need.
Chad, do you want to stay
long
by
as
yourself?
it's 2, because that's all we got left.
We'll take them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I will bring back the drinks that I have and 2 keys for you. She walks away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes.
It would be my greatest achievement. To
I am
win Man
so
for Reed.
mad. Chad is like not gonna participate tonight.
What do you like? What kind of things do you like in a partner?
Fun.
And you're a cuckold? Don't, hey man, no shame. Just speak proud of it.
A little shame.
And you're into that. So you're not a cuckold.
Well, yeah, it would still be.
Technically,
a
you are. You
couple.
just don't enjoy it. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we can. We'll hook it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do
The-
prestidigitation to like clean them out, clean the dust off.
Yeah, Lita. The orcish woman comes back with the drinks that you asked for and 2 keys, and she says, "Are we gonna be putting this on a tab, or are we paying as we go here?"
Tab.
And your name is
Silver Step.
Schwartzwalder Bender.
No,
All right.
don't use our name. Why would you use our name?
All right. Yeah, of course. Let us know if you need me. I'm working all night, sweetie. If you need anything, you just let me know. She gives you a wink and walks away.
Good start.
We might not have to
Hey.
do much work at all.
Hey man, it's a numbers game, you know.
I grab a key and
Yeah.
say, I look between Cuinn and Flint as much as I want to stay up for this. Would not be, but I want stories in the morning. I want to know how this all goes down. Proud of you both.
Chad, you're not gonna
Looking
die
forward to
twice
it.
in one day. Come on.
Don't even.
I'm gonna go with
Say
Chad
that.
if that's what Chad.
Great.
Do you mind me
That's-
coming with you?
Oh.
Yes.
Just
Gotcha.
No, that's not it.
What?
Dead was dead.
Say no
an
more.
hour ago.
Anyway,
hey-
yeah.
Hey,
so-
Batty, go with Chad and let me know. Come back if he needs anything.
She looks at you and then
Oh,
looks
Maddie's
over at
involved.
Chad, and then just kind of like
No,
nudges
leave
up
it.
against
Leave
Chad.
if anything happens like that, Patty.
She looks at you
It's
confused.
it's gonna you're okay. Good
You'll
night,
know.
everybody.
Batty's,
We're gonna
Batty like grabs
You'll
like
know.
the bottom of Chad's shirt and starts like pulling you up the stairs.
And as we walk away, I'm gonna like pause with Morton once we're away enough, and then
Uh-huh.
lead him to exit the inn,
Okay.
and just whisper like, "Hey, I have a little errand I want to run." before bed. But
Batty
no big
does
deal.
follow you.
That's fine. I
Sneakers.
assume she's not. I don't know if she can talk directly to Maewyn or what.
Batty's
So
a
I'm
No,
like,
nigga.
if
no,
Batty
that's not the
comes, it's
relationship that
fine.
they have. Batty's just
She would-
like Batty.
She would come back if you were in danger.
Yeah,
Right.
like the popular, like the relationship that that you've seen, and you know it has been multiple days now at this point. The relationship that you've seen between Maewyn and Batty is like, it was like an immediate, very loyal pet, and
Right.
like loyal pets often are, they are also loyal to the owner's friends oftentimes. And so when Batty's with you, it's just like having a very loyal pet around you that just kind of follows you around and does what you say.
So you said you were doing some errands. Do you want me to come with you?
You don't. I mean, if you want to, it's just one because shops are probably closed by now, and I didn't finish my shopping. But that doesn't. That seems less important. Well, kind of more important because I was gonna get some health potions, and then I died. So maybe I should.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you just in
Cool.
case. Just in
Great.
case the shade didn't get all the hanged men, or there's some other
Yeah.
divine blah that's coming
Yeah,
to get
can
us.
I-
Like,
Use your cloak, just also just in
no
case.
worries.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
will
Cool. Cool.
flip it off and flip the hood up.
Yeah, easily
Flip it
enough.
off.
The two of you.
And by now, is it like past closing time of shops?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then
Did we-
It's like the sun is like setting at this point.
okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
Did we get a short rest at the temple? Is that
Easily.
considered a short
Yeah,
rest?
easily, for sure.
Because I get bardic
Um,
inspiration back on a short rest.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot. I always forget that I can like slightly.
By the
heal
way,
my
so our
heals.
viewers know, they've not had a long rest, so they've still used what they've used in the last session, but our players are now level 5.
yeah.
No one is multi-classed, so we have level 5 everywhere. So big jump. So
There's level 5 everywhere.
Oh, I'm upset by that.
what I don't think I've heard from you.
No, you is gonna drink water.
Okay, yeah.
You is going to keep an eye on the party.
Okay,
as
yeah.
People have gotten hurt and separated, and one of our members died. And you owns that it was a mistake chasing after Giltrix, but is also upset that there's somebody who poses potential threat. And there's just
sure.
been a lot.
Yeah,
So
no, it's a
Yeah.
lot to digest.
staying sober and just kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
totally
number.
understood.
When and you deal with problems in much different ways.
So the people who are staying, do you all just like kind of drink and have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I down my wine.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to
Um,
Alexander Nightshade it up, but I'm gonna definitely be Flint's wingman and just try.
Okay,
to...
we will. We'll come back to the wingman and see how Flint ends the night. But in the meantime, we cut over to. Excuse me. We cut over to Morton and Chad as you all enter into the early evening of the town. What do you do?
What
Cool.
store were you looking for?
There was. I gotta look at my notes. The Elder Scroll was the more magic shop than just the potion shop. Because you had the Hydra healings and the Elder Scroll.
Yeah, the Elder Scroll
Elder
is the
Scroll.
one with the woman who makes an astral projection of herself come out of her chest.
She still did have healing potions as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I would head there, having heard, I'm sure, about it from others
Yeah.
at some point.
You walk into the shop and you see that there is a very old woman with long gray white hair, crooked nose, sitting at the desk in the very back of the shop, and she's just kind of looking forward vacantly as in this stream of blue energy coming from her chest that kind of ends in this like top half, like very genie-esque like astral ethereal version of a much younger her. You can definitely see the similarities. And you also see this shop again. It's like one single room, but it goes up extremely high, like higher than the building itself does. Like definitely some magic going on here. And she kind of floats down. Hi! Oh, hello! It's so good to see you. What can I do for you today?
Hi, yeah. Two things. One, heard about you from some others. Still super cool to see in person. This whole
Oh my gosh!
projection
Thank
thing,
you so
very
much.
cool.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
I'll give her like a little wink too, and
Oh
kind of
my
like.
goodness! All right, and give me that number 2.
Oh, health potions actually, healing potions is what I was
Yeah.
mainly searching for. Just two like basic ones. So
2 basic
nothing
healing
too.
potions, 2 regular healing potions.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you 90 gold.
I can't remember the last time I bought them. Were they 50 or 25 gold?
They were 50 each. So
Oh, okay. So
two for 90 is not like 2 for 90 is a normal.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Yeah, definitely add that to my cart.
All right. She floats up, takes 2 regular healing potions, comes down, puts them on a basket on the front of the desk. What else can I get for you? Hey, handsome. And she looks over at Morton.
Hello.
Anything for you?
Using that as any sort of like vibe check to try and reduce any prices.
Yeah, sure.
So I just go ahead and pay for those, and I give her 6 platinum and then 30 gold.
Okay, yep, sure takes it. Oh, thank you so much.
Oops, I added instead of subtracted.
It falls directly through her onto the floor. Don't worry, I will get that later.
Can I bring it just up to the desk?
No,
for you,
I
or
actually
don't
prefer
wanna-
if you don't. It's kind of fun.
Oh, okay, great.
What happens when that happens? I'm very curious about that.
What do you mean?
Like, how do you get it? Does you wake up and do something?
Yes.
Oh,
That's how I get my exercise throughout the day.
That
Makes
makes
sense.
sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Wonderful.
Other question. It's more of a question, just in a
Yeah, we got a number
magic shot.
3. Surprise 3.
yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not a magic user. Don't know a lot
Yeah.
about magic.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I was wondering, I mean, you might have noticed this,
Oh, are those real? She kind of.
yeah, actually.
Oh wow! I thought that was like a fun little like sleeve that you made of the person that you killed. Cool.
No, it wasn't that. I think it does look cool, but
Yeah.
I'm just curious if you have like
Yeah.
something. I assume I've heard from others something about curses or just
Horrible thing.
knowledge on that,
Yeah.
or
Or you cursed?
uncurse things. I don't think so. Looks
yeah.
cool, but in
Cool.
case it gets to that level, and we'll be traveling to some bad places, like
Yeah.
just to either uncurse or stop that curse scroll kind of thing.
Well, I don't. There is a spell called Remove Curse, but I don't think I have any scrolls of that spell,
Okay.
unfortunately. Maybe check the Temple of Doom. Maybe they might be able to help you out.
Oh, I didn't even think.
We didn't. I mean, we were preoccupied with quite a bit.
That's true. But that's another errand to add to our list before we go back. So, but yeah.
What do you know how to remove curse without a scroll?
Me personally, no. That's not something that is particularly in my purview.
What is in your purview? I mean, you're clearly a good purveyor.
Running the shop, baby.
And you do it well.
Oh, I know. I make a lot of money.
I'm sure. I mean, you got some great
tons.
stuff here.
I mean, you have no ceilings. That's something I've not seen.
Oh, it's fantastic. Trust me, you won't find the end of this. It'll just keep going up. Oh boy.
That's wonderful. Chad, do you want to ask about the diamond situation going on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's just went through it a lot recently, but
Oh, that's permanently on your skin. Oh wow.
Yeah. I know it's like a nice combo of two things now. But
yeah, you're all kinds of messed up.
Thanks.
Are you asking me what I know about it?
Yeah, just
That's the strangest shit I've ever seen.
Great. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, really messed up.
The strangest shit. You've not seen anything like that before.
Man, you love to question what I'm saying, don't you?
I mean, you're it's so incredibly
Hey, honey,
knowledgeable.
guess what? Don't you worry. I speak the truth 100% of the time. You don't got to worry about me.
Oh, that's lovely. That's
Of
that's
course.
refreshing. That's
Yeah.
refreshing.
Honestly,
Hey.
honestly.
Yeah.
Well then I guess just the health potions for us.
All
We'll
right.
get out of your
I hope
hair.
hey, listen. I hope you travel safe. Tell your friends.
Thanks.
Tell your friends
Oh.
about the Elder Scroll, please.
Of
You
course.
ever heard about the
Always will.
name Vashar before?
Bashar. No, is he hot?
Well, I'd like to think so. All right, you have a good evening.
As you walk away, with your kind of what are your passive perceptions?
18.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I looked at that was passive investigation. 12.
You know what? I'll give it to you with investigation.
I was gonna say I have an
Okay, yeah,
insight
18
of
then.
18.
Okay, well, with your insight and with your investigation, you see, like, right as the door is cracking, she's like, the door cracks. And you leave.
That tracks. That tracks. Yeah.
Clearly a woman who spends a lot of time in customer service.
Right.
So is there anything else that you do?
On the way before we go to the temple, Morton, I need to write a letter, so I'm gonna do that, and then Zach, I'll message you what that letter says.
Okay.
And then after that, just a quick pop back to the temple to actually ask what we maybe should have asked while we were there.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. Are you all right? I mean, like, no, you died, and there's been
it's been a lot
but...
of a day, and I don't know, but let's talk when we get back to the room. Maybe I think
for sure. I mean, there will be others in the room, so if you want to, we only have the 2 rooms, you know.
Right.
I'll let you know for the sake
they'll
of brevity.
probably still be partying, but
I'll let you know for the sake of brevity that when you get back to the tomb, unless you ask Ivor, the temple, unless you ask Ivor for something else, he lets you know that it is definitely like you're on the right track, but looking at him for somebody who might be able to help you out, but he doesn't think that he can help you.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
we'll just head back to the room and we can pause on that and chit chat after some other shenanigans happen.
For sure. So you make your way back to the tavern. As that is happening, Cuinn and Flint, what are you two getting up to?
Have you met Flint? I mean, depends. Kind of, are you looking for like a fellow dwarf? Or are you looking to broaden your horizons a little bit? Okay, maybe like if it's not a dwarf, just generally pretty hairy. Okay, yeah, all right.
Great. Can I help, guys?
May's a great wingman. Wing woman. Wing person.
Oh
my God. Oh no!
Yeah, for sure. I would say with 3 simultaneous charges, you see like a little bit of Reed Richards happening for sure.
Is that noticeable?
Especially with the way that he's strutting and also kind of going as he walks, I would say, yeah, it's a little noticeable.
Oh, did you like put some ash or something in? All right.
Okay. I have an idea, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you said you weren't going to do Alexander tonight, but Alexander always gets everybody in a good mood. So I think that you should do Alexander, and then I can kind of get people to dance with Flint. and then Flint can give me like a yes or like a no, and then I can either push them out of the way or like squish them together depending on how things are going.
Is this like the MTV show Next? Is that what we're about to play?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, no.
He
that's
just puts out
perfect.
his
And then,
hand as to dance.
yeah, I'll head up to the bar, the person behind the bar.
Hey, little man, how you doing? What can I do for you?
Hey, I'd like to talk to who's in charge of entertainment, please.
Hey, you're looking at him. The name's Lex. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, my name is what was the name I came up with? Hold on.
Hey, do
I
you
had
not
it
know your
here.
name, buddy?
No, hold on. I've paused in time.
I paused the time. I cast level 9 time stop.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Starhorn High Ace.
Hey, fucking awesome name, guy. That's really
Thank
cool. Yeah, what can I do you for?
Look, we had a last-minute cancellation tonight, and I actually have an opening in Alexander Nightshade's schedule. He's looking to do a
Wow.
pop-in set somewhere.
No
I'm gonna
way.
from next to him go, oh my god, did you just say that Alexander Nightshade's gonna be here tonight?
Possibly.
Whoa. He like, you see him like look over at May, and he's like, you see, without even rolling a persuasion, you see with the people who are super gullible that you've done this too many times, you see the very familiar face of like, I cannot act like I don't know who they're talking about right now. So you see that face of like, oh, Alexander Knight, no way, that's great. Oh wow.
Yeah,
I was about
pretty
to
big.
leave, but if Alexander Nightshade's here, I'll likely buy 10 more drinks.
That's fucking yeah. Oh, are you saying that? I mean, he could play here if he wanted to.
Yeah, he does normally charge 100 gold up front, but for last minute, it'd be 50 gold. He'd give you a 50% discount. It's pretty good.
Oh wow. Oh
Wow, you're getting a great deal.
50
Plus
gold.
50% of the door.
Oh, okay. What if it gets cold outside?
The the cover charge.
Well, I cover it with the door. Usually, is what it's covering.
We'll handle that. Don't worry.
Okay, half the door. Half the door.
Well, he might
will-
blow the doors off this place, so don't.
Okay, but if he's gonna blow the doors, that means you're getting all the doors. I don't have any doors left.
He will fix any doors that he blows off. Yeah,
I just don't necessarily know how half a door works.
and you won't need to.
Yeah, of course. Shake on it.
He puts out
Deal.
He grabs both of your hands in his big meaty orc hand and shakes your hand.
If you could get this riffraff off the stage, Alexander will be here.
Hey, get the fuck off! And he's walks over.
Immediately, just like anything that you say, he thinks that he's like so lucky to have this famous individual. People start murmuring, what's going on? What's going on? And the people are kicked off the stage.
Well, Cuinn will leave for a second.
Okay.
And be like,
no.
May, usual intro, please. And I'll walk out.
Absolutely.
Okay. All of the torches dim in the tavern, and two large bonfires in the ceiling of the room with two huge metal bowls behind them shine spotlights directly onto the dance floor on Flint Boulderbender. May, you walk onto the dance floor. Flint, stoic and statue behind you, not moving a muscle.
I say, and now, and I try to like really drag this out to give Cuinn as much time as possible.
Yeah.
Is there like a backstage? Is there like curtains or something?
There is
Just go to the bathroom.
There is not a backstage.
I'll go to the bathroom then.
Okay. Rosie, are you doing anything in particular at this moment? You?
He is prepared. They've watched all of this kind of get queued up and
Of course.
I
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
thaumaturgy ready for as soon as the first like horn blast happens to blow the door open.
Amazing. Okay, perfect. So you start standing by the back door, like ready for like this is known. Rosie, do you do anything?
I will hold an action for as soon as Alexander Nightshade steps onto the stage.
Okay, perfect. All right, so May, continue.
I say, and now.
Lax at
In
the bar
honor-
is banging on his own bar.
In honor of the most
guys
eligible,
Get ready for this.
in honor of the most eligible bachelor in town, and I'll gesture to Flint.
Flint, you switch side. You just like you wink and you like switch, and then you're just stoic still.
The most astounding act in musical history, and a
By the way,
treat.
Chad died today. All right, go ahead.
We're dealing with it, okay? And a treat you have never before heard, and likely never will again, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. Alexander Nightshade.
It's like everyone's like a bit confused, but everyone starts to applaud. Lax
I'm
is
very like over the top, like woo.
All right, what do you do, Quinn?
I walk out of the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Are there like torches
Yeah.
by like the back? I'll do pyrotechnics as I walk out.
As Alexander walks up the steps to the stage, as like a WWE entrance, you see.
And Alexander Nightshade has these just like gaudy gold sunglasses on, a burgundy button up with a nice blue blazer, and a nice burgundy hat, and just a real old gray salt and pepper beard and hair, and he just slowly takes his way up to the stage.
Yes.
Alexander steps up.
Yeah, and then the pyrotechnics go off, and I pull out my trusty saxophone, and I just take the microphone right up to my lips and just, hey everybody out there on the dance floor, my name is Alexander Nightshade, and I'm gonna be tickling these keys up here, and if you feel like getting up and shaking your rump, hey, that's fine by me. And I'll just start.
Woo!
Amazing. All right, Rosie, what spell do you cast?
So as soon as he takes the first like tune or like note on his saxophone, the whole stage like all outlines in like the purpliest Cuinn colored Alexander Nightshade light, and I cast Fairy Fire
Amazing.
to just outline the whole stage in like a neon.
I do
love
count
it.
down like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I imagine that's when the fairy
Yes.
fire hits.
Yeah,
All right.
and it just
Roll a performance check at advantage, obviously, with all of this help that you're getting.
I start pulling all the ladies onto the dance floor
Okay.
and just shoving them toward Flint.
23.
23. When the first long big note hits, you cast thaumaturgy. The doors and windows of this establishment burst open. Everyone's hair's flown back. You just start jamming at a 23. Anybody who is able-bodied and willing jumps onto the dance floor and starts grooving and doing a jig, dancing. Flint, I need you to make a persuasion check for me.
yeah.
Normally, just because of your existence, it's at a disadvantage. But we're gonna say with all this help that you've had, the advantage that you would get from them cancels it out, so it's just a normal straight roll.
With bardic inspiration.
With bardic inspiration, for sure. Okay, perfect. Yes.
You get a D8 with bardic inspiration.
18. For a total of 18, you see this dwarven woman who is kind of like jamming over by herself and is like with her friends. And she keeps eyeing you and like winking at you. She like jumps over. Her arms are super hairy. Hey. Oh my god, no way. You know Ace A-N? Me, I don't either. That's so lame. Lexi Knight. Tilda? Yeah. Wow, that's a really like strong name. Okay. That's fine. And she like rubs her hand through like the gray in your hair over your ear and says, "It's okay. I kind of like older men." What?
Oh,
And as the jamming continues to happen, as Flint is talking to this woman, Chad and Morton, you walk in to see Alexander Nightshade just jamming. You is by the door, leaning with their head. Like, it's just as much as they are observant, I'd like to think that you is like subtly like bobbing their head to the music. Rosie, what are you doing while the music is playing after you cast that spell?
I am nursing my second glass of wine.
But sitting at the table, maybe your legs are crossed and one of the feet is like bopping.
Oh, I'm in it. I'm into it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I'm just like.
And Flint's on the dance floor talking to this dwarven woman. May is, I'm assuming, dancing all up around on the dance floor to anybody who will dance. What do you do?
I mean, are we going? This is, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to just try and sneak around and go up to the room and do that? Like, what are you feeling? I'll leave it up to you. You are the one that died today.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted right now because this looks really fun.
You notice that? You definitely notice that like Morton's foot is like starting to tap unknown to like himself. He's just like looking at you. Like what do you think? I'm here for you tonight because
sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. Maybe
you start to feel, even as you're talking,
I'm like,
you start to feel that both of you are kind of moving from side to side.
Maybe a little dancing, a little partying, get my mind off of everything that happened today.
Before you know it, you found yourself in the middle of the dance floor.
You see that Morton is like somehow like in the midst of just like slightly jamming. That Morton unbuttoned a couple of buttons and there's a mesh shirt he's wearing underneath.
Of course.
He's just he's just there, just like grooving a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's having a good time.
We're having a good time.
Go ahead and roll another performance check at advantage for me, Cuinn.
There's a very specific song, and I put it in our Discord right here. And if you listen to the first 5 seconds, you're like, yeah, that's Alexander Nightshade.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You are able, out of the tips of the people at this bar this evening with a 23, you are able to get 200 gold pieces. That does include what the 50. But 150 from like the people who came in and tips and stuff for tonight's performance.
Money, please.
Money. Mine.
I do want to. I'll break it down for a moment.
Kind
of silence the crowd, and then
everybody kind of like. Shh. Everyone's sweating.
This next song goes out to somebody near and dear to my heart. She had a rough go at it lately, but she's one of the greatest people I've ever met. Rosie, this one's for you. and I'll just start blowing like I don't know if Dune has.
I'm gonna
a
pull
song.
Rosie on the dance floor.
I'll try to have like a Dune
Woo!
hymn, but make it funky if I can.
Yeah.
You what?
Dune him, but make it funky.
This song comes, Rosie. You start feeling you
Oh.
feel the rhythm.
Chad falls back into his own old ways of partying, party boy, and finds like man, woman, someone that he can like feel into and starts dancing up on with them.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
Morton definitely did the same. Morton, all bets are
We're just
fucking
like,
off.
yeah,
He slams.
cool.
He fucking like finds a shot on a table that wasn't taken. Just goes.
Oh, for sure. All of
Like,
you.
Full of
whatever he
ash.
does.
Anybody?
You.
You? Are you joining in, or are you still at the door?
You is still on the door, keeping an eye on things. Really
Jerk
like
off.
trying to like having to like fight getting pulled in to like
Yeah.
stay on duty, and it's really
Okay.
only because they're not drunk at all that is the reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very typical.
Chad is
Your
also
mom's just
saying
waving
everywhere.
at you from the
Of all the days to drink, this is the closest Chad has been to.
Yeah.
but
yeah,
he still
for
does
sure.
not.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you all. I will say even you, because of the way that they are protecting the group, with this fun moment of togetherness, you all find yourselves catching a moment of smiling at one another and kind of forgetting about what's going on. You all get a point of inspiration if you do not have one already.
Yeah, I lost my
as,
pencil, so I need to find it and write that down.
I need to use my inspirations. I've had an
I know.
inspiration, and since got that one, I've gotten 2 more.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them to you.
I know,
freely
I'm like,
enough.
I just haven't used it.
So
Didn't you have to make death saving throws?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't use it then.
I
Well,
thought you
no, because
did.
I think
I
He
gave
just got
somebody.
stabbed.
I
Did you?
used a DM
You just
inspo on that session prior to, like, it says use DM inspo, so I.
Oh
knew
no,
that
you
I-
did because you used someone else's inspo on the
Yeah.
second one, and
Right.
and still lost. Anyway,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
well, I have it now.
You all have
Either way.
one now. Yeah. If you didn't, and so throughout the night, it's a very good night. Flint, Tilda is very willing to consent to a fun night with you.
Woo!
Will consent.
Yeah. You find yourself, it's the classic moment, you're super drunk in
Yeah.
the bar and looking at yourself in the mirror.
Oh my god.
Eyes so wide.
Oh no.
to Tilda. Yeah, she looks at you. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so hot. And she just starts making out with you. What? Like, pretend to make out with you some more. You are all able to have as fun of a night as you want to, and find yourselves with whoever you would like in the
2 rooms.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh
come
god.
tonight. Is there anything in particular that you want to do as before you fall to sleep? Yes, Rosie.
Yeah, before I fall asleep, I'll be just laying there thinking about how I gave the sending stone to Grant and
Not his name.
Gron.
Gronk.
For the bit.
No, I know.
And I'll just be
I know
thinking
you
of-
know.
because I wrote it 7 times. Yeah, Rosie's just laying there. She's about to fall asleep, and she's thinking of Gil Marie and how she doesn't really have a way to contact her anymore. And she just says, "Oh, Gil Marie, I have had such a good time, and I must confess I had just a little bit to drink tonight. And I cast sending that
Okay.
to her.
Amazing. You
Not
cast
knowing
sending.
it.
Yeah, of course. After a moment of silence and just kind of
And I'm like falling asleep.
Yeah, just kind of basking in your enjoyment of the evening. You hear a response in your head, the voice of Gilmarie, and she says, "How are you doing this not from the stone? I am overly joyed that you had fun tonight. You deserve it. Let's have fun together soon. I miss you and I love you."
I like bolt awake and I shake you, who I'm
What?
assuming might be
What's
laying next
wrong?
to me. Shh. Okay.
You who was trying to stay awake but definitely fell asleep in the chair.
buddy. I think that. What is the god of communication? Is there one? I don't know. I need to read more books.
Will 16 help me remember what the god of communication
Is there a god of communication?
There's not really a god of communication, but
Owl.
you would know of what is his name? It starts with a D. Denier, the god of writing.
Writing.
Who in his way is kind of like he's like really the only one who kind of has like any sort of domain over like communication in any way.
is Denier? Maybe, Mom? Why did you wake me up for this?
I think maybe I'm a chosen of Denier.
Oh.
I spoke I was just thinking and I spoke to him in my head.
And Mom spoke back?
Yeah.
Mom G spoke back?
Yeah. Oh, this is so exciting.
Are you sure that that he didn't sneak the rock back in your pocket?
I like aggressively like pull everything out of my pockets, like
You
dump
see
the bag of holding. Coins go everywhere.
You see no rock. Yeah.
No rock. There's no rock.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. I just found out about Torm and
Oh, we're such a cool family.
we are a cool family. Mama, hey Mom, I love you.
Oh.
I love you too. And I'll kiss him on the cheek. Do you want me to take watch though? You look tired.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, go to sleep. And I'll like push them down a little bit to like make a little bed. And I'll take the watch.
All right. Does anybody else do anything before sleep takes you for the evening? Yes, Quinn.
Just small. I'm gonna walk up to May and I'm gonna hand her 99 gold and say, "You owed me one."
This seems fair to me.
Amazing. Anybody else? Anything before you go to sleep? All right. So you find yourselves eventually asleep, as restful as it can possibly be. Probably more restful than you've experienced in the past few days. And you take a long rest. You wake up the next day. Everything is hunky-dory. No one has any secret weird dreams or anything. But I do need Chad to roll a d20 for me.
All right.
Dragon horn is coming out of their eye.
Oh, well, that's a 4.
A 4.
Uh-oh.
You wake up.
Terrify whoever I went to bed with.
From the shoulder down, you have black dragon scales on your arm, and your hand is covered in black dragon scales, and the end of your fingernails are now claws that look very reminiscent of a dragonborn.
Great. I just like casually wake up and scratch my face. Ow! Oh.
Okay.
It's really funny that today you picked to have black nail polish.
Yeah.
You all find yourselves downstairs having breakfast, and it's at this moment that I will kind of say something that Angie wanted to happen and something that will be useful for the viewers. I'm just going to remind everybody where everything lies right now, what the situation that is going on. So currently, your current plan was that you are going to head to Bayhoth because the Silverstep parents have the Rusifta ruby, which is one of the 3 pieces of the Sept of Malar that the Animalia need to bring back Malar, one of the banished gods, and maybe be the catalyst of the returning. You also know that Wolfram Evernight, the first vampire and one of the servants of the banished, mentioned that they might be heading in that direction. In Stagmire, a place that you avoided and left, but just to remind you of what's going on there, just in case, is Bruchar, who is one of the servants of the banished of Bane, who is apparently there. That is where Gron is now heading. In Sildira, you have the Tomb of the Black Knight, which is under the city of Sildira, which is where the blade of the Scepter of Malar is. And also, apparently, that is now where Drig Hardscales, the Dragonborn archaeologist who found the ancient text about all these prophecies in an old temple of the gods. And within that temple, which is outside of the city of Sildira, is something that supposedly could help Rosie and more information about a 3rd prophecy, if not more, but also apparently something that attacked the archaeology team that you know very little of. And then finally, you have the option of either just going there to go there or going to this place to go to Sildira. Kyvor offered a teleportation circle to Fallend, which would be much closer to getting you to Sildira. It would take you a lot less time. And that is also where Quinn's uncle is, and that is also where Chad is from, or near there. And so, or you could all go north and go to Gorahold, and there's maybe something there.
Fuck
Wait
it
for
all,
this
let's
to blow
go.
over.
So that's the current options. That's what you are currently debating. So you're at the breakfast table having breakfast. You have your drinks, and this is currently kind of like what you're discussing. Morton, what's up?
I forgot to mention that I did in the night before I
Yes, you
fell
read the book.
asleep. Yes.
So
I would have done that.
what you find out about the Vishar is this unknown warrior who's only known in the text as Anonymous. Sometimes they're called Knight Anonymous, as in K-Knight, like the warrior. Yeah. And the god that this warrior betrayed was Mask, who you have personally met.
And I said I didn't believe them.
And it says that the only way to break the curse of the Vishar is to fulfill the servitude to Mask.
Right.
And that's what you find out.
Oh,
Oh.
big old.
Big ol' oh,
So you're all around the breakfast table discussing what to do next.
oh, I needed to put in my long
Had Billwright is sitting like 2 tables away having breakfast on his own.
Oh my god, I forgot he was
He
still
is
there.
still technically here if you need him.
How far away is Fallen from Sildira? Was it?
Fallen from Sildira is like a week away.
Okay. And then what about Fallen from Bayhoth?
Fallen from Bayhoth is about like a month, and maybe even a little bit more. Yeah.
How far is Sildira from Bayhoth?
Sildira from Bayhoth is like maybe 2 months.
Okay.
A month and a week.
Gorahold is like a month's travel north from where you are currently.
I mean, it seems to me like we need to get as much information as we can, right?
Maybe.
Well, what about those vampires? Wasn't that like a essence of time situation?
Yes.
Hmm.
I feel like everything seems
Yeah.
like a top priority at this point.
You think Tilda should be here first?
You know what? Actually, I was gonna say
Oh my
I do
God.
kind of have like a life
Yeah.
that I gotta go attend to. But hey,
Oh,
last night was a ton of
God.
fun, and she gives you a kiss on the cheek and then walks away. No, hey, no, it's okay. Please, I just live right down the street. But hey, thanks for a wonderful time. Okay, bye. Oh, she leans in, she
Oh.
gives you a hug.
Oh.
Bye. Look me up if you're ever in town again. I'm here like all the time.
Well, and I think that, I think that since Gelbrix knows that we were going to go to our parents, maybe that's not the first place that we should go.
Oh.
What
Yeah.
does that give them time
I'll-
to prepare?
I'll just say out
They're
loud, like,
prepared.
Gelbrix, are you here?
Hey guys, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, guys. I mean, true. They've probably already moved
Yeah, they're prepared
the Ruby by
regardless.
now. Or
But we
yeah,
didn't
the Ruby
mention-
could be not there
Did we mention
anymore.
that to them? Did we say the
No.
Ruby to Gelbrix?
You did not say the Ruby in front of Gelbrix. You
We
did
didn't
not
say
He
the
doesn't
Ruby,
know.
but we
You
said
said
we
that
might
you
go
wanted
there.
something. Yeah, you said you wanted something.
Yeah. But if
Well,
Quiz has the book or whatever that had the information from your guys' little adventure, he probably
Gelbrix.
knows.
Yeah. Gelbrix probably doesn't know the Ruby is of any specific importance, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
you
might
guys
have-
got the impression that Quiz didn't tell the Animalia, and that Quiz is on like a solo journey
He's
to
a
get the
renegade.
scepter. He might go to the Animalia after he's completed the scepter, but currently
Oh, right.
you don't get the impression that the Animalia technically knows about like the three. As a matter of fact, the fact that the Hangmen were after you, you guys think it's a pretty good possibility that the Animalia just think that you have the scepter.
Yes.
Hmm.
Devastation.
Well,
Well, if they
either
only think
way,
that he has it.
if Quiz is gonna get there, he's definitely. I mean, he can walk through a door he creates and be somewhere else. So
Silver Steps are pretty. They got it pretty under lock and key. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
can
know-
steal it. We could steal it, no problem. But
You
Quiz
would
have some
definitely
trouble.
know that for sure, like no joke, like the silver steps like have like magical alarms
Yeah.
and magical traps to in there.
He's-
Like
I mean, he's
Like,
pretty powerful.
going
Couldn't he
Just be in the
through
safest place.
getting to the silver step, like getting to the Resifter Ruby, like full on Ocean's 11. Like it's
They have like anti-magic fields around stuff. I'm
Oh.
sure
Mhm.
Well,
so it's not
yeah.
just.
But what if he's just Edmund though?
It's a shame that you're making
If
it
he's-
sound fun.
They don't really, I mean, he still would be.
He's
I
part of them, right?
It also
I
doesn't
don't
look
know.
like, even though he is technically a changeling, you never saw any of them change outside of who they were, if that makes sense.
That's true.
And they couldn't really control it. I don't
And they
think
can't really, yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard to control.
That's
yeah.
true.
The only way that Quiz is controlling is that Quiz is strong enough to force away the others.
Well, and if
Yeah.
he maybe knows about this night dude, maybe that's where he's headed to first, assuming it's not under guard and just lost and you have to find it.
Use that to get the ruby.
Yeah.
Well, and
That's
honestly,
that's
if
a
he's
good
going
point
to
of
our
order. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if he's going to our parents' house, they might just take care of him for us.
That's true.
It's a good point of order that you don't know which one that Quiz is going to first. One, you know for a fact, is guarded and has people at it. The other, you don't know the situation of it. And also, right now, you have the opportunity that unless he has a magical way of getting there,
Fast
you
travel.
would be able to beat him there.
That's true.
Whereas if you went to Bayhoff, he would most likely beat you.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
What the heck's going on
We might
here?
not need the scepter to do something, bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
we
think
need
that's
to-
what we should do.
So
Plus,
we're
the
taking
teleportation
train
sounds like a
home.
lot of fun.
It does.
Yeah, I've never
always
done it
wanted to do
before.
that.
I've never
Yeah,
done
it'd
it
be fun to
either.
try. Yeah.
I've studied them, but yeah, I've never used them.
Well, I mean, we can still vote, but it seems
I-
like. Sorry, yeah.
No, I think teleporting. I think going there first to get the sword. I don't know what we'll need it for, but I think it's better to have it and to make sure that they don't have it.
Mhm.
I agree.
All right.
So we'll find
Cool.
who's he, what's it, and go in the circle.
Kevnar. What's his name?
No,
No, it wasn't
Tabor.
a hiccup.
Kyvor.
Trevor.
I'm bad with names.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I assume he'll be at
Kevlar.
the temple. We saw him.
Yeah, he said that he
Yeah.
said he
So-
would be there for you guys to, like, he
Yeah.
said, like, if you want to use, like, I'll be here.
Yeah, we can. I say we do that and finish our breakfast and get on the road. All in favor?
I do
Aye.
hear teleportation circles can make you sick when you use
Oh.
them, so maybe just to eat light, whatever.
Uh-oh.
Good luck.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
if
So
on the
you-
way to the circle, I do want
Yeah.
to talk to Rosie for a few seconds.
For sure, yeah. I'll say as you guys are making your way, Morton can kind of find a time where it's just you and Rosie right next to each other.
Rosie,
Oh.
do you remember when we went underground?
Yes.
You gave some cock and bull story about there was this guy named, I want to see if I got it right, Mask. You said that he was like a god,
Oh, the little goblin god guy.
goblin god guy. Can
Yeah, he
you,
was like a little goblin. Like he was just like,
He wasn't a little goblin at all.
I know, but that's what it felt like.
Okay,
He
just
was
making sure.
he was a regular human, right?
Mhm,
just like
can you
a-
tell me
He was a he
everything-
looked like a drow.
Oh, okay.
Can
Yeah.
you tell me everything that you said that I didn't believe in that moment about Mask?
Is all this god stuff getting to you too, Morton?
Yes.
Because listen, I think a god spoke to me last night and gave me a new gift, and I could be a seer too now. Who's to say? There's no way to know.
What kind of gift?
I can talk to people from far away without a sending stone. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard of sending before, but I've never heard of someone just getting that ability while they sleep.
Just snoozing. About to snooze.
Ah,
I think I'm just growing as a believer, leveling up.
yeah, leveling up.
But let me
Interesting
tell
way to
you.
put it.
About little goblin drow.
I mean, I
God
can
man.
tell you if you want me to.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's for the best.
Yeah.
So the servant that you guys kept running into, Moyname, in the city of Kenor, who would show up as different positions within the castle, actually revealed himself to be the god Mask, had fun with y'all at the dinner for a while, just kind of messing with you.
Oh, and then
And
wiped our
then-
memories.
And then wiped your memories, but because of Dune, Rosie, and now probably you could put two and two together, it makes sense because Rosie is a seer. She was able to remember. I had you all
Whoa.
roll a Constitution saving throw, but that was just a red herring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's little goblin Mask.
All right.
Once again, not a goblin.
Thank you. That has very much Janet energy of like not a woman,
not a
Not a-
girl. Not a girl.
not a girl.
not a robot.
Yeah. And so is he bothering you? Do you want me to take care of him?
No. It was just I came across the name in the reading and I was like that rings a bell, that mask rings a bell, and I was like, oh yeah, Rosie told me something that I didn't believe, and I'm sorry about that. I guess.
That's
was,
okay.
I guess he kind of just made us forget. So. that's-
Yeah. I feel like there's a reason that some of these gods were banished. And I think that's it. They're just squirrely little goblins.
I still don't think No, yes, yeah. How was the wine last night?
Thank you for asking. It was delicious. I haven't had a drink since before I met Gilmarie, and when I told her that last night, I think she was flummoxed. And I feel a little weird today, a little tired, but other than that, I'm just Andy.
Chad, as you are walking down, you look down at your dragon hand, and it is just twirling the dragon tooth dagger. You don't remember unsheathing it or doing that, but you just see yourself twirling the dragon tooth dagger.
Kind of stop myself. Put the dagger back, and then like move my hand intentionally to make sure I still have control of it.
Yeah, full control. Yeah.
For now.
Chad, your sleeve
Huh?
is coming along nicely.
Yeah, it did. It did grow a little bit last night.
Are
And
you
then I
cleaning it?
As much as the rest of myself. Should I be
Oh.
cleaning it more?
What?
Do I stink? Am I good?
No. It's different than just regular skin. You have to take, listen. One time would I have ever seen a dragonborn?
Oh yeah, for sure.
One time there was a dragonborn in a tavern,
Uh-huh.
back in Hydre, actually. Well, we're here still. In Hydre. Sorry, this wine really got to me. And he told me that he had to take a little bristle brush to his scales sometimes because
Oh.
they get dirt underneath them. So just make sure you're taking care of it. Can I see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Does it I'll kind of pick at the scales to see if I see dirt under them.
No, they look
It's like-
pretty. They look pretty clean. They look like very fresh.
Seem to spread to the digits a little bit.
Yeah, I have kind of, I guess, claws now. I guess you could
do
say.
you want to?
You look sharp.
Do I
Do you want it
to?
gone? Do you like it?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but if it's also like, I don't know if it's like a bad.
Chad, roll a wisdom saving throw for me at
Oh, no.
disadvantage.
Do I disadvantage?
And also, you
Oh,
dropped
no.
to
DC
one
40.
HP.
Don't forget you have inspiration.
So the DC's just 15.
Well, it was at disadvantage though,
Yep, it is.
so it's a. And I don't think I want to use my inspiration for this, even though I was just talking about how I needed to use it. It's only a 7.
As Chad is talking and like looking at his hand, the dragon scaled hand just starts choking Chad, and you start like choking, and you are currently suffocating.
Jesus!
Help
I
him.
jumped to.
Can I try to grab her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to help.
All right, Chad, make an athletics check at advantage. Morton, you do the same.
Okay.
Oh, we all aren't grabbing Chad?
Yeah,
I'm
but
very
you're
small and
granting
weak.
Morton advantage.
Oh,
on his
boy.
athletics check.
Oh.
Not great.
Imagine
That
we're all just in
was-
like a line.
That was a 10.
10.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You take
Oh.
4 points of damage
Okay.
as you start to crush your windpipe with a nat 20.
Oh,
I'm
God.
just gonna do it. I'm just
Chad,
gonna
stop!
Can I
I'm just
cast
gonna
Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Chad?
Well, hold on, real quick. What did Rosie say she was going
I
to
was
do?
just gonna cast Remove Curse at a level 3.
Oh,
That's a better idea.
Yeah, please, Rosie.
Okay. So,
I mean, you can cast it at first and
No,
then do mine later.
Sorry, no. I mean, they're happening at the same time. I just needed to hear it one at a time. So, is that what you're going to do, Quinn?
yeah. I mean, mine's more of a band-aid, but yeah.
Is it?
All right, Quinn, or Chad, roll a what's the saving
wisdom.
throw? Wisdom saving throw. I'm going to say a disadvantage.
Great.
I imagine I am like horizontal, like pressed with my feet against Chad.
Yeah.
Pulling
You,
him
what's
back
up?
on the arm.
You, what's up?
Oh, just wanted to double check how long it takes to cast Remove Curse. If
Oh, that's true. How long does it take?
Instantaneous.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Dope.
Great.
Dope.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank
No, I
Fuck
appreciate
for that.
Okay, so
10.
what is your okay?
Fail.
So Chad choking himself, just kind of like
Oh, that didn't work. I may have made it worse.
No, but he starts laughing and then he kind of pulls it away and Chad's just like laughing and then like starts knee slapping, and with each knee slap you see the scales start to like fall off of Chad's arm, and Chad.
Oh, it worked, Quinn.
As Chad keeps like shaking his arm, Chad, you have your normal arm back, and your dragon tooth dagger is just a normal dragon tooth dagger now.
Wow.
They say
Laughter was
laughter's
the
best
antidote.
medicine.
Wow.
I would love to say that can we not have deadly encounters like every day? Like we're on.
That was hardly deadly.
It could have been.
Can I
They
go?
would've-
I'm
they
gonna
would've chopped your
go.
hand off eventually.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
go
thank you.
grab.
Eventually.
I'm gonna grab Chad's hand and look at it, and then as I'm looking at it, cast Cure Wounds,
Okay.
Hmm.
and I'll give you.
Okay,
Oh, that's not very
cute.
good. 4
I meant
points.
to
You get
throw
4.
You got. I got my 4 back.
Nice.
With Tasha's hideous laughter, do I take any damage?
No, you just
I
keep
just
on
start laughing?
laughing for
Okay, great.
a minute, and you keep on
Oh.
making.
Okay, so I'm still
spell
laughing.
slaves,
So I
but,
just like to
yeah.
think the chat's like.
I would end it after you.
Yeah,
guys were done.
Okay.
Well,
Ooh,
this is
and I like shake off
disappointing.
the last couple scales.
Why is it disappointing? Wait, no, there's no NPC there.
Well, I had already just planned to get you a really pretty bristle brush at the next place we got to clean
Yeah.
your scales.
Well, you removed
mean-
it, didn't you?
Yeah, you
Oh.
did it.
Yeah.
We clearly saw you cast the spell.
Yeah, you saw
Whatever
like
you
Rosie's
did.
eyes kind of like glow, and like
Yeah.
her hands like glow as she touched Chad's
Confession, I am in tune with multiple gods now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Polytheistic. You're polytheistic now.
I think it's a Sia thing. I think I'm really coming into
So are
it.
you guys gonna just keep standing here in front of the temple? Do you need me for anything?
Or,
Oh!
Is that- wait,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
hey.
Sorry,
guys,
I
hi.
got.
Yeah, that was strange. I just saw you walking down the street choking yourself.
did the scales
Yeah.
disappear? Or,
Everybody's into their own stuff.
Or
you
is there
know,
like
so.
a pile of scales on the ground?
They like just and then like ashy, like
Okay, cool.
video game.
Yeah, we couldn't-
Just start picking
We
up the
couldn't-
dragon
That's what I was.
scales.
We couldn't do dragon scale chips or something.
No, fortunately not.
Dang. No goo,
We
no
would
chips.
like to teleport, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you would like to meet my colleague and
Yes.
Please,
Oh.
thank you.
Yes, that would be
I mean,
great.
as fast as possible.
oh, and he just runs by himself, starts running back.
We're clearly in a hurry.
He's
here.
like talking to you. He's like talking to you as he's walking. Okay, my colleague's name is Vox Hardscales. Okay,
I thought it was Dreeg.
though
Come
that they're
on.
brothers.
Oh.
So you did
see.
recognize the last name. So Vox is going to be able to help you take you from Falland to Sildira. He has an end with the Planeswalkers. And Chad, you would know that the Planeswalkers is a company that rents the species is called, what are they called? I wrote it down. Hold on.
Planes.
The Rindara?
Nope, not the Rendara.
Oh.
Boeing 747s.
Oh wait, no, I put it here. The Planeswalkers sell bearded ram goats, which are basically just giant like billy goats with ram horns that traverse the rolling plains, which is the area in between Falland and Sildira. And so he says,
Well,
so he has an end with the Planeswalker, so he'll be able to take you guys to Sildira to meet Dreeg. Rosie, you have a question?
This was just Angie saying
Okay,
I
yeah.
would have said before we left the tavern, I would have told Cad to like start towards Sildara.
Okay.
So that way by the time we get from Falland to travel to Sildara, that maybe we could meet there. Would that,
He
does
will,
that
so
sound
it would
work out?
take him like over a month to get to Sildira. It's gonna take you like a week to get there from Falland.
Okay, I'll just tell him
so-
to start.
He can wait
Because-
here for you in Hydre to when you want to come back to
I
Hydre
guess,
and then
yeah,
go to Bahar.
that's true. Because we have to go to Hydre first.
Yeah. We'll
then
teleport
to
back
Behalf.
to Hydre, and then we'll go to Bayhouse because it'll be faster than
Yeah.
traveling. directly.
Oh, we're not going. Okay.
Does that make sense?
I had too much wine.
Yeah, I get it. It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, I would have told Cad to just keep starting toward Bayhoff. After like a week or something, because it'll only take us another week. I would give him all the information. He's just gonna meet us in Bayhoff.
Yes. Yeah.
What he's gonna meet? He's gonna stay in Hydre.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. Do whatever you want.
It's a teleportation circle because the teleportation circle is like specifically between Fallen and Hydre. You could find another one that'll get you to Bayhoff, but most likely you just need to go between Fallen and Hydre because Fallen is further away from Bayhoff than Hydre is. So technically, you're still.
So we're going from Hydre to Fallen, talking to this guy, going from Fallen to Sildre,
which is to
Sildara.
Yes, which is to the east.
And then back to Fallen to teleport back to Hydre to go to
and then Bayhoff. Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's so simple.
and this is all
Very simple plan.
174 years old.
And this is all technically like the fastest. Like this is technically the fastest way to do all this.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm here. Pretend I
need
do all
to.
that.
Okay, you know what? It needs an update, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give you this map.
Yes.
I gave it to you a long time ago,
In the
but
galaxy far away.
Map.
I'll give it to you now. Once again, this
Map.
is
Why do I
not
all
Matt,
like maps
Matt.
so much? I love it.
this is not
Matthew
the
Schwartzwalder.
most updated map. Okay, this is not the
Matthew.
most
What
updated
does
map.
that mean?
As in,
There's a big
more...
hole in the middle of it now.
No, there's more locations. That's what it means.
Okay.
And it's more of a what's the word I'm looking for?
Map.
Like overview, like large atlas view, like it's not zoomed in, you know.
It's like a map, but it's more like a map.
More of
But it's more like a map.
It's just mappier.
A map?
It's
You
a
guys want the
mappier
fucking
map.
map or not?
Yeah,
Map's an
excited.
extra map.
That's what
You guys are gonna get our map taken away.
I'm gonna take away your map.
Why are you gonna
No.
give it to us?
Oh god.
My chest hurts.
Okay,
The
so
map
there's the
is-
map.
Oh, map.
This map is not up to date.
So you are currently like to the northeast of Bayhoff in Hydre. You are then going to take a teleportation circle to Fall End, and then go over the rolling plains to Sildira, come back to Fall End, go teleport back to Hydre, and so you're making a Z basically.
Right.
You're like making a Z and then retracing that Z.
We're Zorroing across
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah.
To Fallen.
Fall End and Sildira are
Sildira.
closer in real life than they are on this map.
Sure.
Yeah.
In
Back
real
to
life.
Fallen.
In real
This
life,
is
yeah.
Presentational of.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
I'm
we're
scared
old.
of this volcano island.
It's fine. It's just a Wovra.
That's not Mount Doom.
Okay, cool. That is very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. So that'll help you
No,
kind of
yeah.
understand what's going on.
I'm bad at auditorily.
No, I get it. No,
strategizing.
that's confusing. That's confusing. So that
That's
map will kind of show you
abyssal
exactly
eye.
what you're doing. Listen, guys, come on. You're not supposed to. This is why I'm not sending it to you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
Well, it's not up to date. So
you jump into the. Okay, guys. You're jerks, and I love you. All right, so
Map.
you all come downstairs to the Palladium Planopticon HQ. Kyvor, walks up to you.
Whoa.
And he comes up to you with a book. In this book, there is a it is basically what would be Torm's Bible.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large right-handed white gauntlet on it, and he gives it to you, and he kneels down to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "You were chosen by Torm clearly because of how much you care and how much you put others in front of yourself. But that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to, know more about yourself and who Torm is and what this means for you. This is a lot to take in, and I just want to give this to you as a starter. And I want you to know that my father was a big believer in Torm and chose Torm as his main path. And I wouldn't be where I am today without him. So Torm will not lead you astray, and I feel that.
Thank you. I look forward to learning more about Torm, and thank you for your information and your trust.
Of course. And my friend Vox, he's a handful. So, but he's trustworthy.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, rest of you, and he kind of like removes this rug that was on the floor, kind of pushes everything to the side, reveals this rune of teleportation circles. He says, "All right. Who has not done this before?" Everybody raises their hand. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to feel really weird. Are you ready? His eyes kind of like gray over.
Cuinn is like very intently watching him. He's very interested in teleportation.
I'm gonna hold on to Batty really tight.
You see certain sections of the runes start to pop open, start to light. You feel the room kind of shake. You see light coming up. And I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh no.
It's
Rosie.
happening.
If I roll
Twin
high,
dice?
I swear.
Everybody stay
yeah,
fucking
twin dice for
calm. Oh boy.
No,
Oh, pretty good.
I
rolled well.
4.
I did too.
Oh no,
I did real
22.
well.
Oh, 22.
22.
Okay. That's much better than a
I got
Nice.
a 21.
19.
Nice.
Did anyone get below a 5?
No.
Hey, all right. So this is what happens. So you all, this light
Your
that comes
head is
us
gone.
from this teleportation circle, it feels hot, and you can feel warmth from it. And you feel as if the ground beneath you is getting hotter and hotter. And it feels almost as if it's going to start becoming pain. It's almost, you can almost start to imagine your flesh searing off your body as it gets warmer and warmer and brighter and brighter. And all of a sudden, there's a flash of purple light, and you are in another room, torchlit, with the runes very similar beneath you, kind of fading away in their light. Morton, with your 4, because you felt that you felt such fear in this moment with that you have all teleported into this room, and Morton is just screaming. Morton is just Morton, and immediately fades away, but like for a moment, as if you had just bursted into flames, you scream for like 2 seconds and then kind of realize that you're fine.
Morton.
I mean, it was intense.
It's alright, it happens to everyone the first time.
Hey.
Hey, and you look over and you see a green dragonborn man, with like long green horns that kind of curl very slightly. He's wearing deep green robes, almost black in color, that is kind of open, and underneath he's wearing like a dark brown shirt and some black pants. On the underside of his cloak, so you can like only see it at certain angles, you see the symbol of the Palladium Planopticon underneath. And he is sitting back, leaning against a wall, flipping this piece of platinum that looks a little bit larger than just a normal piece of platinum, and he kind of catches it, and he says, "Hello, loves. Don't worry about that. It happens to lots of people their first times. I'm assuming it's your first time teleporting."
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No,
hey, you're
him,
alive.
yeah.
You're not on fire, and everything's okay.
Who are you?
John
My
Lennon.
name's Vox, Hard Scales. Nice to meet you all.
Yes.
Well, I
We're
was
a
warned
little
about you
help.
coming. Don't worry about that. Kyvor told me everything, okay? And I am ready to take you to see my crazy cuckoo brother. Yeah, welcome to Forland.
Galbrix?
Yeah.
We made it.
Nothing. Nothing happens. As you all walk out of this room, you realize that as you walk out, you come out of what is just this wooden door inside this one-story house. Out on the street, you see through a pair of small windows, people moving to and fro. And as you look behind you, you see the rest of your party members coming through this illusion of a small closet wall that seems to end, but they are stepping through it and walking through it. And he says, "Hello, welcome to my humble abode. This is, I guess you can say, the headquarters of the Palladium Planopticon here in Forland. But really, it's just me. Welcome here. And have any of you ever been to the... Yeah, right, back at you. Have any of you ever been to the city of Forland?
Oh,
I'm sure I have
Yeah,
as a kid.
I have.
Wait a minute. Are you fucking chidring me strong, Joel?
And he gets like a little like,
No way! That's the best 50 platinum I've ever earned!
Yeah,
When you took
congrats.
on Bork the Ox, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that was a great fight. Oh,
I mean,
one of my favorites by far.
I've never seen someone dismember both arms and legs of a perpetrator within 10 seconds. It was amazing.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
whoa.
That's gross.
But honestly, props to Ox for fighting you, continuing to fight you with stumps. He was just fighting her.
Yeah,
fighting him
he
on
had
the
a lot
stumps
in
of his
him.
knees.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy.
This is a legal fight.
Oh yeah, Chedrimi here. Wait, you all don't know about Chedrimi. Come on,
We
you're
are
traveling
aware.
with fucking royalty and you don't know it.
You have no idea.
And that is where we're going to end this week's session as you all step into the city of Fallen. And just for fun, I'll go ahead and show you a little photo of Fallen here. Fallen is quite a large city. It's about 10,000 in population. And sits right on the Nildara River. And a lot of you are in a different biome than maybe you've even ever been before, especially Flint. So we will pick up next week. Yeah, I think so. Next week in the city of Fallen.
Is there an updated map of Fallen?
I do not have a map of Fallen yet for you, so I will get that for you. But thank you all for joining us so much. I appreciate it. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, we have session 2 of our Candlekeep LongShot, Canopic Being. So that is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. Very excited about that. This coming Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, spend your night before Thanksgiving crying and having emotional trauma with The Remains, episode 4. So that is 6 p.m. Wednesday. And then next week, Sunday, 2 p.m. Central, another episode of Charm Persons here in Tayaroth. Stay tuned at Charm Persons and on social medias for more updates. We're currently doing a 200 follower push. So please share our stuff. Help us out. That's the way you can help us. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my players, the best players a GM can ask for. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.